Hello, everybody. How's it going? So we're just starting the live session for this episode. Excuse me. So usually we BS with whoever's in the chat for a little bit, and then we get going with the questions. But we try to give people a little bit of time to get in here. I'm just trying to find the chat right now, and then we will start talking. I know Morgan's in here.
Yeah, if anyone comes into the room, be sure to let me know in the chat.
We get
so I can.
It's just me. The show is only going to be Morgan and us, it looks like. That's not true.
No, I'm sure Ashley and Joe will be here.
Ashley and Joe should be here. We'll also have a guest from another podcast called Quote Unquote Guilty. Should be a good time. And yeah, see, we should be excited. So Morgan, you have any questions? It could be about anything. We're just trying to kill a little bit of time. We currently have 3 viewers. Hello, other 2 viewers. Feel free to talk in the chat so we know you're here.
And again, I'm making a list, so if you want to talk at any point, just go ahead and let me know in the chat.
Let me shrink this. Oh, no. Besides that, how's everyone doing? Hi, Ashley. Ashley's in here. Janine's in here. Is this the night Janine comes on camera? That's the question. Ooh, this isn't a platform for trash talk, Morgan.
That being said, Team Morgan.
Team Morgan. But I would also like to take a moment to remember somebody very important in my heart. His name is Scraps the Cannibal. He died the other day.
Cool. We got
Oh, hi Joe. Great. Yeah, I saw the name of Joe's podcast, and I'm like, I need to mail him right now. So, but all right. Well, now that we got an influx of people in here,
you forgot to finish your Scraps the Cannibal story.
Well, he's dead. No one cares.
No, I just heard his name was Patches.
No, well, that's the new cannibal. He's been replaced.
He was not together from the scraps.
He was not long for this world. The backstory was better. I should have just had Joe write my fight, and I would have won.
No, Joe was getting deep. Like, he saw where you were coming from.
He knew where I was going with it. You know what? The thing about the pitch fights in fan fiction is that you don't really have an opportunity to give the perfect outline. But Joe delivered it during BFF. For anyone who doesn't know and is just joining us, there are other shows on this. Well, not this channel. There's a channel that the edited versions of these go onto called Tough Channel. Tough stands for something, but that's debatable right now. Yeah. So, but there's Fanfiction, which is a movie, now television, also debate for fans in the style of Screen Junkies,
movie
fights and TV fights. I kept saying the wrong things before, so I deleted those words from my mind. They're back. And then we also, because of that show, we have Because Fanfiction. You'll see Ashley and Joe. They are the hosts of that show, and they go over certain movies they haven't seen that get featured on the show I mentioned previous. And then DVD Bunker with our buddy and tough dad, Brian Hercules, and we will be... But yeah, the reason why we bring all this stuff is our friend Morgan, who will be calling in a second here.
We got to do our intro first, too. Yeah.
This is why you're here.
And Brian should be joining us tonight, by the way. He was excited about the theme.
I wasn't able to chat through my iPad. Oh, well, thanks for coming through, Cal. I know Cal's not feeling that great, so we might not see him, but he is here. So don't count him out. All right, so we're going to do the intro quick, guys. And then we'll call Morgan because we like that guy. Hello and welcome to another episode of Odd Shaped Panel. My name is Tom.
My name's Kimber.
And we are the hosts of this lovely program. We're so happy to be here to talk guilty pleasures. I don't know if I really have that many. I think I'm pretty much an open book, but we'll find out.
I'm not guilty about any of them.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Is there anything we need to talk about besides that?
first thing I'm going to mention is that there will not be a poll this week because we already decided last week that next week's theme is going, or not next week, but next show's theme is going to be Harry Potter in honor of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them coming out soon.
Yes.
And I know that we have a few Potterheads in the group, so you guys can start sending me your questions for that at any point.
And we know the movie's not out yet, but by the time that episode will be edited, it probably will. So also look out for that. It should be out either tomorrow or the day after. Is the first half of the Page Masters episode where we talk about book to movie adaptations. The reason why I'm saying first half is an homage to the last Harry Potter films.
Is it?
No, it's because we had so many people and so many good answers that we had to split it into 2 separate episodes.
I think it was my favorite conversations from pretty much any of the episodes. We had a huge crowd that night, which was awesome.
And it's the last Blab episode, so we'll probably do a little rest in peace Blab thing at the end.
And all your guys' answers were really good that night, so we're kind of doing like 2 chapters so we can get the episodes out quicker and also keep them short.
And then it opens up if we ever want to do more book to movie adaptation ones. We could do chapter 3, chapter 4.
I like it.
Sounds like its own playlist. But all right, well, let's get into this. So our first guest comes all the way from England. You know him, you love him. He's the host of a certain podcast that I've been on and Kimber's been on, and we both look forward to being on together. Tag team that.
I know, I have so many ideas for episodes.
Horror House Podcast. His name's Morgan. I'm going to try to call him right now. Don't mind me. I'm horrible at doing live stuff. That's why we edit the episodes.
Shout out to Vita. She is, I believe, first time watching the live episode. She can't get the chat working, but she is watching live. So hi, Vita.
Oh, that's the one with the cute little girl who goes to the shop?
It
Oh,
is.
hi, Vita. Sorry, I'm horrible at names, but that's a name I can remember. Man, I'm horrible at this. I'm trying to find Morgan's email.
Bear with us again. We are switching over to YouTube still. This is our 3rd episode on here, so we're still working out the kinks. But bear with us, and we'll have Morgan.
We are not a professional. It is all of technology's fault.
It's trying to make us call Morgan
Spurlock. We don't want to get. Oh, she's here.
Oh, nice. Does he want to talk?
Are you gonna get in rotation?
Yeah, Jason. If you want to talk, go ahead and just let me know in the chat, and I'll put you on the list.
Yeah.
You keep trying to call Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan. Do you want to send me your email?
We're gonna write these down tonight.
We are going to make in 5 versions of the same file. Is what's going to happen.
Write it in the book.
We'll write it in Kimber's book. That's where the stuff goes.
It has donuts.
Yeah, the other day she wanted Dunkin' Donuts, and that book was my demise because she won me over with it.
Well, I wanted donuts, and then I'm sitting on the couch, and then I look down, and the book is staring at me as if the donuts were 100 eyes.
I didn't buy the book to futurely smite you because you can go to Dunkin' Donuts. I wish I was that clever. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Twitter because I'm hoping that Morgan is. Yeah, there we go. You know what? I think that should be in here. Am I just not typing that in? I'm just horrible at doing this. Professional. No, it's Duncan, Brian. Is Brian talking to us through the chat, or is he just also talking about donuts because...
A message just popped up talking about Krispy Kremes.
There we go.
All right, Colin.
It's because I kept trying to look for Purple Dawn, because I'm just it's in there.
We only remember people's Twitter.
Yeah, not only does our next guest do podcasts, he just started doing reviews on YouTube. He did 4 films in 2 days. I was impressed. I don't have that kind of constitution or bankroll, so Oh, you're,
you're
sideways,
sideways.
Morgan, but I'm not going to judge you for that.
Can we hear you?
Oh, no. Not only can I not hear you, you're also sideways. What?
Okay, you're right side up now.
One step there.
We can't hear you, though.
Let me see if his levels are... Because I do not want to be my fault that I muted him or something. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Sorry, Morgan, I'm playing with my levels just to make sure it's not me. If anyone knows anything about Tough Channel, it's that we usually spend about 20 minutes trying to figure out technology because we are not 15 and knows how. Oh, Dub's here. Hi, Dub. We've missed you.
Do you want to talk tonight, Dub? Should I put you on the list?
Morgan, do you have headphones in? Maybe your headphones don't work. Do you want to try unplugging your headphones? Oh.
Unplugged.
I heard you. Whatever you just did when you put your hand up here, we heard you.
I just unplugged the headphones.
There you go. We can hear you. Awesome.
I'll take them out then. Am I the right way? I don't know if I'm the right way.
I don't know. Yeah,
You're
I don't know.
sideways again.
I appreciate you trying to do it sideways. Because I do request people to do it sideways, but if it's not going to work, it's not going to work, so that's fine. Plus, I haven't edited the YouTube video yet, so we might be doing completely different stuff. I don't know yet.
I'm going to come out in a weird picture being this way up.
Yeah, I don't, because like the way that we had the blab ones, they were side by side, so that's why I really wanted them kind of like the same, with like the same dimensions. But these are the YouTube videos, so I can probably. Oh, there we go. Yep, perfect. All right.
I just turn my screen rotation on my phone. So
I'm just going to put Dub on the list, and then, unless he tells me otherwise. So I'm putting you on the list, Dub. If you don't want to talk to them, let me know. Or if you can't.
So,
hello, everyone.
Yeah, we forgot to go first, but we can just do that here. All right. So our first question comes from our friend Jason over at Film Faculty.
And I do believe he should be joining us at some point.
One can hope. And for anyone, if we seem super excited and want to push Jason straight up to the front of the line, that is only because he has missed out like 4 times trying to call in. So it is not favoritism, it's just fairness. But anyway, he asked, what bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
Well, see, guilty pleasure is not a term I particularly enjoy. Because I don't feel guilty about liking anything as terrible as it might be. But for this first one, because of course I'm going to get hate for this as usual because I'm younger than everyone else. So I always pick the most recent thing and people think I'm weird. But bad movie from my childhood that I still, for some bizarre reason, like is the Scooby-Doo movie from 2002.
Nice.
There were...
I don't know why I like that.
The second one had Scrappy, right? Not the first one?
Oh, the first one had Scrappy.
That's the one where we find out he has a glandular problem?
No, I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure the second one was the sequel that they went to that like amusement park island that was tropical.
That was the first one.
That was the first one? Man, I did not like that they made Scrappy into a villain. That hurt me. That hurt me. That's not what puppy power is about. Puppy power is about responsibility.
With great puppy power comes
Great puppy responsibility.
Puppy power's garbage. Anyway.
Well, Matthew Lillard, like the performances were spot on for that. Like it may not have been a good movie, but all the performances were.
Yeah, that's the thing I find weird. Like there's almost no redeemable qualities in terms of technical or story, but the performances by pretty much the whole of the Mystery Inc. are actually surprisingly decent. They fit the characters really well, especially Matthew Lillard as Shaggy.
Like, it's definitely, like, the CGI is dated. Like, Scooby looks
terrible,
horrible. Like, he looks like a Marmaduke, like Cronenberg.
That one with Isla Fisher's stretching a face like that.
Yeah,
that's just.
We got Joe over in the chat is saying that Scooby Doo was written by James Gunn, so that's interesting. Yeah. No idea.
That makes sense. But I'm trying to remember who played Velma. It was she was big in the '90s. She was the bowler, Mystery Men.
Linda Cardellini.
Opera. She was great. I loved everyone in that movie.
But like something that interests me actually is like they've got Freddie Prinze Jr. in there. They've got Sarah Michelle Gellar, Matthew Lillard. But like late '90s horror TV.
Oh, was it? Man, I'm horrible at this shit. I quit, guys.
Tom got fact checked. Cal says that it was Linda.
And I'm not going to question Cal because he knows his ladies of pop culture. So that's an episode we're going to edit. But yeah, there's a lot of I think somebody Brian said it best in the chat. I think he said that having a real monster undermines the whole Scooby-Doo thing.
Yeah. Like, I'm a huge fan of, I'm still a huge fan of the Scooby-Doo cartoons from, like, the 60s. Yeah.
Did you watch 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo? Because that's my favorite Scooby-Doo incarnate. That's like, classic. Like, I'm convinced the main dude is totally modeled after Vincent Price.
It has my guy in. He's on the wall over there. Two posters.
I can't.
Vincent Price, isn't it?
Is it Vincent Price?
On those posters.
I can't see.
No, it is. It's Vincent Price in the episode is what they're talking
It is?
about. Yeah.
Whoa! Man, I learn new shit every day.
Yeah.
Some guilty pleasure, if we can call it that. It's a little thing written by Shane Black. You may have heard of him. It's Last Action Hero. Oh my god, I love that movie so much. I found a place that's like right on the border of New York and Pennsylvania. It's this random ass like side shop, and I found Last Action Hero like action figures still in the box there, and I've been telling myself I need to go back, but at the same time I've been telling myself not to, so I don't spend money. But I want them so bad. The guy with the gag eyes, I thought that was perfect. The whole like getting villains from other movies to help you, that was cool. I think it was meta almost before anything else was, with the fact that like he jumps into the oil spill and then he gets out and he just wipes it off, and he's like, what are you talking about? Oil just comes off. Like, and then I shoot everybody. That's how this works. And I think Arnold's great in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my choice is probably going to seem kind of random, and I'm sure nobody else is going to pick it. Again, not guilty, not feeling guilty about any of my choices. I love them all. But my pick is Jesus Christ Superstar, the movie. I'm not religious at all, nor are either of my parents. I wasn't raised in a religious way at all, but my dad is a huge fan of Jesus Christ Superstar. So I definitely like grew up watching it 100 times, and it is like beautifully outdated, groovy, hippie Jesus play, and it's so fun. And yeah, I pretty much love every bit of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Usually, guilty pleasures tend to be fun rather than anything else. You know, they might not be particularly excellent, but they're always fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the type of movie that I would recommend to every single person, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't think that it would be everybody's bag, but I've definitely shown it to a couple people. Sweet D comes to mind, and she enjoyed it. It's super fun. The songs are really great. The cast is awesome in that, and I watch it probably about once a year at least, just because it's super, like, cool, fun play.
Even if you don't watch it, you at least listen to the music.
Oh yeah, no, I know all the
mornings where
songs.
she just listens to the music.
Yeah, I sing it all the time.
All right. Well.
Let me get the second one for you.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Well. Longtime supporter of the show and friend to Tough. She designed our logo. Her name's at Janine Dabine. Janine asked, "What guilty pleasure movie have you got other people to love?"
Well, see, this was the most difficult one for me because I have friends that don't particularly like movies, which is an absolute nightmare. Like my friends here, everyone else, you guys, much better. But so I very rarely get the opportunity to actually show people films when, you know, because they'll just dismiss it and like you go and sit in the corner and read whatever garbage about this new upcoming film you can. So, but of course, being a big horror guy, I try and get people to watch horror. So I've not got an answer to this question, but I've got a story, if that's relevant.
Sure.
Which is, I think, it all goes hand in hand with both of these films. But probably about 3-4 years ago, around Halloween, I forced about 5 of me and about 5 of my friends to watch Halloween. Because, you know, that's what you do. It's Halloween. You stick Halloween on. It's perfect Halloween movie. It's in the title, Halloween. None of them actually liked it.
None?
None.
That's
Not a single one of them. And they all stated afterwards that they just didn't like it at all. But then, so that put me off showing them films for quite a while.
Yeah.
Until probably a couple of years ago, when I decided to show them Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Which didn't end well, because it ended up with, see, we were like maybe 16 at the time. But, so one of my friends, she had to sleep in her parents' room that night at age 16 after having watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre and had nightmares for weeks. And I always find that hilarious because I can watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre with a smile on my face.
Right. It's a good one. Oh. Horror is not for everyone. You're either a horror person or you're not, I think.
But no, I've not really got a set answer to that because it's... I don't know why. I'm sorry to disappoint Janine asking that perfectly good question. But that's I just had a story. Whether that gets cut out or not, I don't know. I just wanted to share that.
We would not cut you out, Morgan.
Never.
T. Morgan.
T. Morgan.
T. Morgan. Hashtag
So,
T. Morgan, everyone.
Again, I have nothing but love for my choice on this one either, and it has to be the movie that I've gotten the most people into, and I'm going to pick Knights of Badassdom. Again, I'm not guilty about loving that movie. It's everything is about it is amazing, but I do think that it is like one of the nerdiest things I've ever watched in my life. So I could see it being a guilty pleasure for some people.
Why don't you give anyone who doesn't have an idea a quick...
Knights of Badassdom is an awesome movie. It has Peter Dinklage in it, and the what's the dude from True Blood?
I don't know his name, but it's the brother from True Blood. Stackhouse. He's the brother, and he sings in it.
Yeah,
and it has a lot of like minor like roles or like other famous people.
It's like a LARPing metal, but they like do a spell and it brings like actual magic into the world, like an Evil Dead type vibe. So it has a lot going on, but it's just like it's like a nerd horror movie. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and if you like it, be sure to tell the creators about it on Twitter. They are super excited to hear feedback, and they're super nice. At Doom.
I will have to check that
okay.
out.
I think I picked. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pick. It's a National Lampoon movie, but it's not like Vacation or like one of those like frat house movies. It's Electric Apricot, and it has Les Claypool in it as a drummer to this like jam band who are playing this big festival. Well, they're playing Burning Man, and like their staple song is like, "Hey, are you going to Burning Man?" But it's for anyone who really enjoys prog rock or going to like festivals or stuff like that. This is like the movie for you. It's like classic mockumentary. You watch the dude from Government Mule talk to Les Claypool as if he doesn't know him, even though they've been working together for years upon years, and that's hilarious. There's a lot of good jokes. There's like a 20-minute bit about the drummer taking like forever to set up his drumming equipment, and the running gag is just you only record your first rock album once, and that's his excuse for everything, and it gets me every time. And it's Les Claypool.
Very Spinal.
Primus, yeah, it's very Spinal Tap.
But for like a different genre of music.
Yeah, if you're into jam bands or prog rock.
What do we need from people to call in there? I know.
Can I have that GIF?
I don't know.
Send it to me.
Um,
All right, if you would like to call in, you can message me your email on Twitter. That's the best way to do it, at OddShapedPanel. If that doesn't work for you, just tell me in the chat and we'll figure something else out. Dub winks at me.
Morgan, did you need to do all 4 questions at once? I know it's pretty late.
Problem.
You say yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, if that's not a problem.
Yeah, that's fine. And I think we're going to do the same thing with our second guest, Joe, who's visiting us from his podcast.
Possibly we might have to do that with Brian,
Yeah,
too.
Brian, too. Usually the first 3 we usually have to get, because that's the reason of the first 3.
Yeah, we try to accommodate people's schedules, too. So if you guys ever have to leave early, just let me know ahead of time so that we can try to get you in early. And most people don't mind waiting, if people have to get out of here.
All right, so question 3 comes from our friend Austin, recent big winner from OSP. He won our Ladies of Tough box.
Sent that today.
Sorry. And he asked, at HWeird1 asked, what is a movie that you thought was going to be amazing, but ended up on your guilty pleasure list?
The 2010 remake of Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
That I was so excited for at age 13. I thought it was really cool because anything with ancient Greece is cool. And then it's just mediocre. But I can still watch it, and I still enjoy it for some bizarre reason because it isn't good.
No.
But I still enjoy it. You've got Sam Worthington, when Sam Worthington was a thing, which isn't anymore.
Yeah, and Liam Neeson.
And Liam Neeson, and Ray Fiennes.
And I mean, Morgan, you and Cal both know how much I'm into mythology, and they tried. They tried, and I feel like they almost tried too much. You know what I mean? Like, I love that clockwork owl from the original.
Yeah.
Was that from the Odyssey? Am I mixing 2 up?
No, that was from Clash of the Titans.
It was, okay. It did, like, it was, like, in, like, a basket somewhere. You know what I mean?
I remember that, yeah. It did a
tried to
cameo.
But it reminded us how good the original was while it was doing it.
The original's great. I mean, I'm a lover of stop-motion stuff like that and, like, Jason and the Argonauts and stuff like that. But yeah, for some reason, the Clash of the Titans remake is one that I, for some reason, enjoy. And I can't quite explain that, but it is what it is.
I mean, even hearing the line "release the Kraken" is almost like epic in a way. You know what I mean? And especially coming from, he's like, I will find you, I will kill you, and I will release the Kraken. Like,
yeah. But I think Liam Neeson is a decent enough Zeus.
yeah. But, like, it's weird because I agree with you, like, and I don't want to nitpick the movie because there are aspects of it that I did like.
Yeah.
Did the armor need lens flare? You know what I mean? Like, there's little things that it's like it's almost the same reason my pick was. I was really excited for the Wolverine when it first got announced. Like, tell me what the name, please. Darren Aronofsky was originally set up to direct the Wolverine. I was super hyped. Then I found out he wasn't. And then I watched the movie, and so many things didn't make sense. That, like, now it's just like I kind of want to hate watch it all the time. Like, especially he's getting shot with arrows, and it's like, you have knives for hands, bro. Come on. It's just, I'm getting mad, but I like watching it to get, I don't know.
He likes to be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch the Clash of the Titans remake to get mad. I watch it because it's stupid and fun, and it can be on the background, and it can be in the background when I'm doing things.
Yeah, my choice is, I love my choice, but a lot of people don't, so I mostly think it's on my guilty pleasures list because of other people's reaction to the movie. And I've talked about this before because the source material is almost unadaptable. And it had such a great cast, though, and it was so much fun. And it's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The more recent one, of course, with, like, Sam Rockwell and John Malkovich and Zooey Deschanel and Mos Def and
Alan Rickman.
And it goes on and on. Martin Freeman as well. Like, I can't not love that movie. It has too much to like in it. But a lot of people, it seemed like, just didn't dig it. I don't know if it was ahead of its time or I'm just seeing stuff that no one else is, but I think that's such a fun, like, great movie.
I know the argument was that, like, the original BBC, like, did a better job, but I feel like they also were able to go into the other books and stuff, and I feel like what Hitchhikers tackled definitely, like, successfully encompassed all that, while the BBC one had the other resources.
See, Brian says he loves that version of Hitchhiker's Guide, but I'm not surprised because me and Brian like a lot of the same weird random movies.
Yeah, I like it too.
Last question. All right, so Billy at B-Buster Bill, he's excited to have a question picked. Finally, he asked.
Struck by Team Morgan.
He's not a fan of Team Morgan? Then let's not ask.
He's the biggest.
Oh, okay. Then go ahead.
Oh, okay,
All right.
okay.
Then we'll ask it louder.
Hashtag Team
B-Buster
Morgan.
Bill asked, what is a film that's so bad it's funny?
See, I could only pick one of the obvious answers for this. I could have gone with the king of overacting himself, Mr. Nick Cage, in the Wicker Man remake, for example. But that film isn't as funny to me as it is just depressing in the fact that it tarnished the great name of Wicker Man. I'm going with Showgirls.
Nice.
Because Showgirls is genius for all the wrong reasons. It is by far the best bad movie of all time. It is so bizarre. It is so serious as well, and that is why it's hilarious. It's indescribable, really. Was there technical problems?
Just a bit. You're fine. You were fine.
Oh,
I like Kyle MacLachlan's chest penis, Joe says in the chat.
It is, though. It's not in any way. It doesn't in any way come off what it intends to come off like. It is just entirely bizarre hilarious and just completely the opposite of what anyone was expecting. And that is why it is well loved by people as somewhat of a cult classic, because people just love to watch it because it's just weird.
Definitely.
What's your pick?
My pick for that one is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Another example.
Yeah, it's a classic for sure. And it's such like a weird premise to begin with. They're like aliens that look like clowns and they want to drink your blood and they're like shooting you with cotton candy, and it's such like there's no way it couldn't have been ridiculous, but the way that they did it was so over the top that it's funny, but it's also like almost equally as frightening as it is funny. Like nothing really makes you feel the same way as watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
My pick.
The best part of Killer Clowns from Outer Space is that they spell clowns with a K.
Yeah. For sure.
Speechless.
I'm gonna go with Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it is a like early, I think 1960s sci-fi movie about Martians being mad that their kids, even though that their kids aren't kids, they're already adults, even though they have kids. Like, it's pretty much a precursor to like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, one thing wants Christmas, and so in order to do that, they steal Santa and try to do it themselves. And the title's a little misleading because Santa doesn't do much conquering unless it's like conquering the hearts of Martians. The only reason I know about this is because I really like Mystery Science Theater 3000, and they did one of their
Says Santa Claus conquers zero Martians.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And yeah, there's many amazing aspects of that movie. Watching him in the workshop, and he's just like, "I'm Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus." Like, it's so like it's
Fresh.
over the top, but it's not because it's like it's not cheesy. It's just like poor. It's just bad, and it's like obviously like voiceover, like English voiceovers, ADR, I think it's called, or
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one. I can't wait for the new Mystery Science Theater 2000. So hyped. But that's all four of them. You made it, Morgan. You survived.
Excellent. And if I haven't mentioned it already, hashtag Team Morgan for Sunday. Everyone on here. I want your backing.
For Tea Time Battle for Blood.
Yes, this Sunday, Tea Time, Battle for Blood, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. You can catch that over at the Tough channel. Just look for Fan Friction, and it'll be a live event at that time. It's our English version, and Morgan is going to wipe the floor. I mean, he's going to compete fairly with everyone else.
Correct. The correct phrase.
King of the North. King of the North. But yeah, Morgan, you want to
pronounce my accent and just turn into a Stark
or Targaryen? Who knows? It could be anything. Do you have anything you want to shout out?
The episode 9 of Horror House went out this weekend. I don't know when this will be put out. So every other Sunday, I do a podcast called Horror House, which, as the title would suggest, focuses on horror. And both your lovely hosts have been good enough to come on this podcast. And it's a lot of fun. I will continue to do them. And I do want to do something special for episode 10, so if anyone has any suggestions in the chat now, because it's the next week, it's the first milestone as far as I'm concerned.
Sure. My suggestion would be trying to find a ghost and finding their like favorite horror movies or how they feel they're being represented in the industry.
I could just do like I could just lay another audio file of me just echoing like a ghost over the top
Just
of the
answering your own questions.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. If you ever want to work on creative projects like that, our buddy Sam from Australia is a good person to bounce ideas off of. There's nothing too out there for him. So, but Morgan, it was great having you. I think we're going to call in Joe next from quote unquote podcast or quote unquote guilty. But thanks for joining us, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Bye, Morgan.
Thank you, guys. I will see you again very soon.
I'm going to do the thing I always do and make a noise when I kick you out. You're gone. He'll be back. They always come back. All right, so let me pull up Joe's. That is not the internet. That is the video editor.
If the list stays this short, maybe we'll just do everybody all four at once.
Okay.
If anyone else comes in, you want to get in on the conversation, then go ahead and let me know in the chat, and I will put you on the list. It's a pretty short, shouldn't be too long to wait.
There we go. Cool. Joe, I just got your message on Twitter, and we're perfectly good, man. We'll just do all 4 questions at once, and then you'll be fine.
It should go quicker from now on because now our answers are done, so it's just your guys' answers.
Morgan can be a little long-winded.
I like talking to Morgan.
I'm just teasing him. So we just sent the invite out to Joe, so we'll see how this goes. I don't.
Tom's version of beep boop.
Beep boop bop boop beep. Sorry, not sorry. All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Are you going on webcam, or are you intending just to be audio? That's fine either way.
I thought I had a webcam, but maybe it's just audio.
Yeah, just.
It's my first time using the Google Hangout.
Just check what things you have checked on, because like you'll see like your mute icon, and you should see like a camera icon.
Oh, yep, here it is. Hey.
Hey.
I'm on camera now. Okay, that needs.
Welcome. Nice to meet you, Joe.
Yeah. Thanks for reaching out. This has been fun so far, just listening to you guys and Morgan.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Like I said, I saw the name of your podcast, and I kind of had to reach out. So
yeah, I've kind of stumbled into the topic. I've kind of made a little name for myself in guilty pleasures, kind of accidentally. Just I want to do a podcast, and this is what happened.
Awesome.
Everyone needs their niche.
That's right, and I can't stand like most movie review podcasts because they're so negative. So I'm gonna do movies I really like, even though no one else likes them.
We were talking about the other shows on our the channel. This channel is purely just for these like live sessions and little like fun things we do. We edit our videos down so they're like consumable and not hours long. But one of the shows on there is called DVD Bunker, and Brian will be calling in after you probably. And he pretty much goes through all of his movies and just like goes, well, was it worth it? Like, so I would recommend checking that out. I feel like that's like right up your alley, because he is not shy to talk about what he loves at all.
Totally. I'm always looking for new
Let's
stuff.
not talk about Brian.
Good night, Morgan.
Good night, Morgan. Thanks for coming by. Let's not talk about him anymore. Let's talk about you. Our buddy Jason at Film Faculty asked, what bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
I was thinking about it, and there's like Back to the Future 3, which no one seems to like, and Ghostbusters 2, which no one seems to like. But the one I think I'd have to go with is D2, The Mighty Ducks. I absolutely love that movie, and it has not lost any of its magic watching it at 30 something.
I have to agree with you. Back to the Future 3 is my favorite of I don't know.
Ooh, that's a controversial opinion.
Yeah,
I love them all equally. It's a perfect trilogy.
I feel like they were able to go they were so restricted by the second one because they wanted to do parallels so much.
Mm-hmm. And
that was almost kind of like the hard time that Ghostbusters 2 had, because they kind of blur into the same movie. Ghostbusters or Back to the Future 3 was it totally tried to do its own thing while still having those parallels.
Yeah, the great thing about it is that it's Doc's story. He's the hero. And, I think that audiences weren't ready to give up Marty as the hero. It's like, well, we had his story. So,
I like Ghostbusters 2 better than the first Ghostbusters. And I know that's an unpopular opinion as well. But
I would say I like it just as much. It's fantastic.
But D2, is that the one where they, I'm trying to, because the Mighty Duck one.
They're in their, Junior Olympics. They're Team USA in the Junior Olympics.
Okay. Yeah, I was born in Anaheim. So that's shout out.
Yeah, great.
Could be as good as the Mighty Ducks cartoon that came out.
I don't remember much of the Mighty Ducks cartoon. I think I watched it when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it in as many years.
None. Quack Attack is back, though. That's a good answer.
Absolutely.
All right. So question 2 comes from Janine, who
might make her first
let's not make a big deal
on-camera appearance.
I saw her in the chat.
But she asked, what guilty pleasure movie have you gotten other people into?
Okay, I thought about this one a lot. It was really hard because mostly it's other people, showing me their guilty pleasures and me going, how have I never heard of Chopping Mall? It's amazing, that kind of thing. But there is one that comes with a bit of a story. It's Ben Affleck's Reindeer Games. Which is a stupid movie, but I've gotten some friends of mine hooked on it, and now every year on Christmas Eve for the last 13 years, 14 years, we've gotten together to watch Reindeer Games and have hot chocolate and pecan pie and exchange presents and hang out, and it's my favorite thing.
Nice. New tradition.
Yeah, no, Reindeer Games is there's not many mindless things you can just put on action-wise for Christmas, unless you count Jingle All the Way, which I guess you could. But
Jingle All the Way is a good one too.
Yeah. I remember seeing Reindeer Games in the theater. It is not impressionable by any means, but I remember seeing it. I like it.
No, yeah. I mean, the story makes absolutely no sense, but it's just so much fun. Because it makes no sense.
For sure. Our buddy Austin at H Queered One asked, what is a movie that you thought was going to be amazing, but then ended up on your guilty pleasure list? So I guess ended up on your list for a different reason.
Right. Because all the movies on my guilty pleasure list I think are amazing anyway. Just it's an unpopular opinion. Mostly anything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that turns out to not be that great, I still enjoy, with the possible exception of Iron Man 3, which I think is pretty weak. But all the other ones, for better or worse. But the most recent one I can think of is the new Fantastic Four movie. I thought was going to be really great, and I went to it, and I enjoyed it, and no one else did. So that's a guilty pleasure now. Yeah, exactly. No one else did.
I to be honest, I haven't watched it yet. There are certain,
well,
I see every comic.
The way you were holding your head in your hands.
It's just because I know. I've read, I know. I've seen pictures of Doctor Doom. If that's your thing, cool, but, that is not Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom is the weak point. I would do without the climax of the movie, but up until then, it's just, character-driven, and it's about these inventors trying to do something, and I was really on with that.
Nice.
He may get me to watch the first 45 minutes.
Do you want to make anybody feel guilty about their
I
guilty
no, I would
pleasures?
never. I can't even say anything about the movie. I haven't.
I can't feel guilty about my guilty pleasure, so it's all right.
Nice.
I'll never do that.
I would never do.
Our buddy Billy at BBusterBill asked,
He asked, what's a film that's so bad it's funny?
Okay. There's like the go-to one is The Room. Tommy Wiseau's The Room is hilarious, and I got to see it. They did a screening of it at our local Alamo, and I've never seen it in a live setting before with the audience like throwing spoons at the screen and jeering, and the guy who plays Mark was there for like a staged reading and signing books. That was really fun, and that movie is terrible to the point of hilarity. And then the other one that occurred to me was I don't know if it quite fits, but it's a movie that's terrible unless you watch it as a comedy, unless you go into it thinking it's a comedy, and that's M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening. If you think it's intended to be a comedy and you watch it with that lens, it's an amazing comedy.
There's one line in that movie that sticks out to me for no reason. I only saw the movie once, but there's the one dude, and he says like a line. He's like talking about hot dogs. A tangent about he's like hot dogs. You got a cool shape, and I'm like, weird line. Hot dogs have a cool shape. Penis shapes? Is that? I don't understand. It's very bizarre to me.
There's a great exchange between Wahlberg and
yeah.
Zooey Deschanel where he's trying to rub in the fact that he's been flirting with this pharmacist girl. And he's like, and I went in there and I bought this cough syrup. I didn't even need cough syrup. It was completely superfluous cough syrup. And just little things like that make it really funny to me and enjoyable.
He just took it to RoboTrip.
That is.
Well, that's all 4 of our questions. Joe, did you want to tell everybody where they can find you? And
yeah, my podcast, Quote Unquote Guilty, is on iTunes and Stitcher. And it's not specifically about movies, though movies is my passion, so it is often what we cover. But TV, we did an episode about Hot Pockets, which gets a lot of positive feedback, even though it was nauseating to record. Music, I have ideas for podcast guilty pleasures. But yeah, it's pretty much anything and everything in this vein, and we just have a lot of fun talking about these things that no one seems to like.
Yeah, you need to do like YouTube channel guilty pleasures because we definitely have a couple of those.
Oh, you know what I've gotten crazy addicted to is watching like video game speed runs. I think that's fascinating. That's like my new sport that I watch. So that's kind of a guilty pleasure because like you're watching for like 3 hours while someone tries to beat Ocarina of Time. And that's it. It shouldn't be that interesting, but I love it.
yeah, that reminds me, there was a documentary a little bit, King of Kong, about the guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a good documentary if you're into video games and speed challenges. And
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a fascinating documentary.
yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Joe. I hope you come by some other
Oh, thanks for having me.
yeah,
Absolutely. This has been fun.
great. Well, we're gonna kick you out of the seat. Nothing personal. We're just trying to get the next person in here.
I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
But
you
yeah,
guys.
go support Joe, please. He was very nice.
Thank you.
We don't support meanies, but he was good. He was cool. Who's up next?
Brian is
Oh,
next.
but he's such a meanie.
He's not a meanie. Don't talk about Dad that way.
Yeah. We're convinced that. No, that makes it weird. We can't both call him Dad. I just realized that. Trying to make it weird. All right, let me find our next guest, Brian's information in the interweb.
We haven't seen Brian in a while, but he hosts the DVD Bunker, which we were talking about. We're glad that he's coming back. He liked the subject matter this time.
Do I already have it? Man. I wish I had a better way to put people's stuff in here. It'd be great if I could just click people's names in chat and hit call, but I can't do that for some reason. That would make sense. Unless if I click somebody's name and Yeah, Joe just posted all of his info to find all of his stuff, and thank you so much for coming, Joe. It was a lot of fun. We like making new friends, supporting. We also noticed you have about the same supporters as we do on Twitter, so it's definitely nice to try to latch on to people who are like in your same like tier, you know what I mean? And try to get everybody to build at the same time. That's how we met Morgan. That's how we met a lot of people.
Those Digital and Dice fellows?
Digital and Dice, yeah, they were great. They were a lot of fun. But Brian, I did send you a notification, so
And I'm
just
sure that
let
you'll
me.
continue to do that to try to find some other.
I'm thinking about trying to do that every week, whatever the topic
Find a
is.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find a Harry Potter podcast. If anyone listens to a Harry Potter podcast that you would like to recommend, Bill, don't do that, man. Don't bring up emotions. Morgan's still here. Oh man, I was just talking so much smack about him. Not really.
What?
No, Morgan was just like, turns out I'm still here. Brian, are you getting the
Do I
And we have
to-
11 viewers, so whoever's not participating in chat but watching, thank you.
Do I have to read "Go the fuck to sleep" to Morgan?
Maybe. I don't think it's gotten there yet.
We got robbed. I wish we could have had Vincent Price's "Go the fuck to sleep."
That would have been amazing. King of the North! All right, so let me try to message Brian directly because it is a bit later than I told him we were meeting up. But
Hopefully he's still around. Ready?
sent you invite, buddy. I mean,
Because they're from the
he's
north.
the north.
Yeah.
and every planet has a north, as we learned in. Oh, Brian's in. You want to take this one?
Sure.
Tough Dad.
Ooh! Oh my goodness, coming in so loud. It's my fault for having it turned up too loud. It doesn't have anything.
Oh, nice. How are you today, man?
Oh, I am so happy to be back. I was feeling bad, because I think I came in a little soft last time. It was good to be back. But that was like a pity visit. You guys were like, come on in. Sure, you can talk a little. But I came in totally prepared this time, so.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that you're a man of many guilty pleasures.
Oh, absolutely. And I want everybody to know that I'm going to echo the sentiments here. I don't feel guilt about anything. If it's in the bunker, it already made the cut. Well, maybe. We'll see. But these ones pretty much made the cut. Everything that kind of I want to talk about today is in to stay.
So these are goodbyes.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get right into it. Jason over at Film Faculty asked us, what bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
Oh, this is a really good one. And I already heard people talking about Ghostbusters 2 and stuff, and I'm another one. I was like, what? That's a bad movie? Nobody ever told me. I love Ghostbusters 2.
Right?
But I had one that was on VHS, and I didn't replace it for a long time. And like just a couple weeks ago, I found it again on DVD, $5 at Target, and I busted it out. The Brave Little Toaster.
OMG. Let me show you how I
sat
have
down,
I have a tattoo of the Brave Little Toaster on my ankle. It's hard to show. I'm just showing you that.
Awesome.
Just butt.
Amazing.
Welcome back. What's up?
This is one of the
So
best
pretty.
non-Disney animated movies. It's so great. And now, I have a child, so I have an excuse. I don't have to feel guilty at all. Like if I was just a grown man by myself popping in Brave Little Toaster, there might be a little shame in it, but I just, I'm in the clear now.
Well, who's your favorite character?
Well, I'm a big John Lovitz fan, so the radio obviously jumps right to mind.
Yeah, I'm a blankie. So cute.
Of course. Yeah, and who wouldn't want to get swaddled up that's like if Piglet was a blanket. I mean, it doesn't get much more adorable than that, right?
That's an excellent comparison, yeah.
He has a little button nose just like Piglet.
Yep.
Talk about what awesome songs the first one had. And I say the first one because the Brave Little Toaster sequels do not make.
Yeah, we don't. It's fine. It's like The Matrix. It can just be one movie. There's nothing wrong with that.
fun movie.
Yeah, Brave Little Toaster gets kind of scary too, like
Yeah.
with the air conditioner and stuff. And then like later
The light
on
bulb.
with the like trash sequence and stuff.
I'm thinking about the pawn shop. Remember when they're and it's like your staple creepy dude did the voice. He's like, "Oh, and you can't do this." I can't remember the guy's name, but I mean, Morgan will probably know. That light bulb singing about how they weren't gonna leave the pawn shop. That like is staple.
Oh
in
yeah,
my
and you
head.
had all the broken appliances and stuff. It was very reminiscent of like Toy Story 3, you know, where you have the kind of lost toys and everything. It's very creepy.
Good
For
pick.
sure, yeah.
It's a really good pick. And John, you're right. John Lovitz is the radio perfect, and then how he just switches into different like stations. Like I think there's a bit where he does like a quick second.
Mhm.
It's like always him as the announcer, but he uses all these different little nuanced voices on every channel. Like,
And
Yeah, that's
TV
good
is
stuff.
great because TV is the one who brings everybody together. Crazy Joe. Is that what it? I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Crazy.
yeah, I can't remember his name either, but he also gets the kid. You know, he's on all TVs. He's like every TV. So,
That's
very
who I would
powerful, interdimensional being.
All right. Our second question comes from our good friend Janine. You know her well.
I do.
Yeah,
Shout out for all of our beautiful art.
I got it on our wall. What are you talking about?
Boom, baby.
What guilty pleasure movie have you got other people to love?
Oh, and this is another. I really had a hard time with this one because, well, you mentioned Mystery Men earlier. That was on my list of movies to talk about. But I ended up going with one that if you watched the Horror House pod or listened to the Horror House pod that I was on with Morgan, I talked about, and I'm actually going to do in an upcoming DVD bunker because I'm doing all Halloween and horror movies during the month of October. So I wanted to tell people, and I always tell people about Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. A lot of people haven't heard of it. 2007, I think it came out. It's kind of a genre bender breakdown of the horror movie cliches of like the slasher movies. You have a documentary crew who is following a guy who's basically claiming to be the next Myers, and you kind of get to see it starts out very tongue-in-cheek and kind of rolls into its own kind of horror film. So it's really cool, really smart and fun, and look like great cast and everything. So
I worked at Blockbuster when that came out, and we had a whole wall dedicated to it for no reason.
yeah, it was not. You wouldn't think it was a big release, like.
And yeah,
They got it. It's Behind the Mask is the title.
yeah,
Mhm.
and Leslie. It has a
The
tagline.
Rise of Leslie Vernon, but Behind the Mask you should be able to find.
But no one. I try to recommend this movie while working at Blockbuster to so many people, and no one would watch it.
Yeah, I always recommend it to people. I can't count the number of friends that I've sat down and forced to watch it with me, and to mostly positive results. A lot of people, I know when I had Morgan watch it, he really liked it. All my friends but it just slipped under the radar, and there's so much horror content out there for people, even more so now, it's
Wait.
hard to,
Morgan watched a movie you recommended him, and
Whoa!
he still hasn't watched Krampus. Morgan, for shame.
He did it for the show, because we were talking about it on the show. To be fair, it was an obligation for his show.
We talked about Krampus on the show.
Yeah,
I think both of us.
I warned him. I was like, I am going to talk about Krampus.
I've seen Krampus. You guys want to talk about Krampus? I liked it. I thought it was really good.
It was really good.
Oh man, if people think that movie's bad, I hope it ends up on your guilty pleasure list because it is amazing.
Absolutely.
But let's go on to Austin's question. Weird One asked, what is a movie that you thought was going to be amazing, but ended up being a guilty pleasure?
Oh, usually if I think a movie is going to be amazing, Vince going into it that I'm going to like it, it's pretty rare that it doesn't pay off on at least some level. You know what I mean? That I can enjoy it. But definitely one that I thought was a lot better and was kind of going to be like a revitalization for the series, and then strongly about it all, was Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Now, this is the sequel. This is the second Alien vs. Predator movie, guys. I know, I can tell by your looks on your faces, but I'm telling you, this is a leap forward from that first AVP movie. I was so disappointed with that one. Alien is like my guilty pleasure franchise where every movie is a good movie to me. Even like I even pull redeeming pieces out of 3. You know what I mean? Like, no, there are things to like there. Like
I have no problems with 3. I don't know why 3 gets so much shit. I have no problems with 3 at all.
yeah, and I like Resurrection. I like them all. I really do. Alien versus Predator, the first one was my first big disappointment, and I really thought that Requiem redeemed a lot of it. The Predator in it is really awesome. The way they subverted the Queen and gave it a new myth, gave it its own new mythology, and this kind of like hybridized. There's just like a lot of, even though AVP had good ideas, this one executed them way better, and plus they were on a tighter budget, which I thought forced them to be more creative with what they did as far as the aliens went, and it runs a real parallel line to my all-time favorite movie, Aliens. You know, just the way the story is built, and there's callbacks, and there's Predator callbacks, so I don't know. It might just be the fanboy in me, but I love it.
I didn't see the first AVP, and that's not to say I didn't watch it. It's just literally that movie is so dark I have no idea what's going on.
Again, there was ideas in that one. Like I liked the puzzle, like, you know, wherever big monument they were in, and the idea of the predators hunting the aliens. Like the ideas that it was based on were interesting, but the movie just was not good.
Yeah.
I thought Requiem was going to be. I saw it and I was like, oh, see, they finally did it right. And then I was like, alone, crickets, man. That's all I heard. Anywhere else, I was like, okay, so I guess it's just me.
I also don't understand why it has to be on Earth. Like, why do we can't they fight on their planets? Like, can't we see the Predators showing up on like a hive world of like Prometheus? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Time the first AVP came out, we hadn't had aliens on Earth. The whole thing had been keeping aliens off of Earth. You know, every movie is all about keeping the aliens from getting to Earth. And then AVP, it's kind of like, oh, they've been here the whole time. We just didn't know. And so, I mean, I like that, and I like the idea. I like the horror movie element of like a small town under siege by aliens. Like the part of aliens that we don't get to see, which is where the colony is taken over, and like you have a whole families and, you know, panic, and it's like an outbreak situation. And so I liked seeing all that. I liked that they gender swapped. I mean, obviously what they did is they took the character and they had her, but she was the military person. Then you had the guy who was kind of the loose cannon, who was, you know, the male character was like the fresh out. I thought they were having fun, and they knew what kind of movie they were making, and I thought they did a pretty decent job with it. Big fan of the series. I could have done this section about any Alien or Predator movie. You know, I like them all, so this one
nice.
I really feel is a good one.
Cool. Also,
Passion,
fan of
baby.
the original arcade game. That's how it all.
Oh, absolutely. None of the movies live up to that arcade game, I'll tell you that.
Not at all. Not at all. All right. Well, number 4, you know him. His name's Bill. He's talking in the chat right now. At B-Buster Bill asked, "What's a film that is so bad that it's funny?"
I was excited to get a crack at this one because I have a pretty recent pick that I think maybe a lot of people haven't even had a chance to see yet, but it's a really great movie. Well, I mean, great, quotation marks, and that is Into the Grizzly Maze. So this stars James Marsden, Thomas Jane, and Billy Bob Thornton, and it's basically a horror movie. Like, think if Jason was a bear. And so you have all your horror movie cliches and kind of slasher movie cliches being played out, only the killer is a killer bear. You know, Billy Bob Thornton plays like the crazed hunter, and Thomas Jane is like the local like lawman, and it's got all your pieces parts, and it's not a good movie, but it has some really amazing moments in it.
Maybe you can help me with this. I like Thomas Jane movies. A lot of them tend to be not so great. There's one where it's like a noir, and oh man, it's so good. I think it's like Malone. I think his name is like Get 'em Malone. It's so good, and he has like a Joker-esque arsonist villain. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
I wish I could remember it. Maybe I'll try to Google it when I have a chance. But it is one of the best like pulp movies I've seen in a while, and it's not a good movie, but it captures the tone really well, like that camp. Like it's like a hard Dick Tracy. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. But
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Hard Dick Tracy.
all right, I'm gonna stop talking about Thomas James.
Well, he was in that show Hung too, so I mean, it all ties together.
All tied together. Oh man.
That's all of them, I think.
Yeah, so that's all of them, Brian. Thanks for coming back. We missed you.
Hey, thanks for having me. Like I said, I wanted to come back and really bring my A game and be better prepared.
And speaking of A game, Matt's been kicking it on editing for DVD podcasts lately. That was,
Yeah,
DVD.
thank you.
And his beard.
Yeah, he's been messing around. He did a massive session where he sits down and just like self-teaches himself for like 6 hours, and learns all new things, and then he'll wait a while and be like, "Nah, I don't need to learn anything else." And then he'll get excited about it again, and
That's exactly how I figured out. Except luckily, hopefully he doesn't have to go between 3 different editing programs like I did. Hopefully he can just stick to one.
Yeah,
Man.
he seems pretty happy with what he's working with right now, and I'm happy with the way it comes out. I'm just like, cut it in whatever way makes me seem the funniest. That's what I need to work. Like, that's how I want it.
He needs to work on that, but no, I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm working on my material nightly down at the Chuckle Hut, but I need him to do his part too.
Yeah, he's got to set you up. You know what I mean? You can't just
Right, absolutely.
All right, Brian. Well, it was great. For anyone who hasn't heard me say it about 5 times already, go check out Brian's show on the top channel. It's called DVD Bunker. And,
really solid shout-outs, guys, by the way. I love that.
And Cal remembered the name of the movie I was talking about. It's called Give 'Em Hell Malone.
Nice.
And with that, I'm going to kick you out of the chair, man. Well, not your chair.
Everybody. No, I'm keeping my chair.
Yeah, I've loved that chair since the day I've seen it. So, all right. So up next we have Ashley and Joe. Thanks again, Brian. And we are disconnected from Brian. Hopefully not forever.
Nice to see that guy again.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like that guy. So we're gonna call Joe and Ashley again. Let me pull up their info real quick. You know what? I should have put it in this thing enough times that it should have remembered it. Am I calling Ashley or Joe? We're excited for Halloween, guys. We're gonna dress up like Ethan and Gila for Halloween. It's gonna be exciting. We might do like a episode like a week ahead of time if people want to do costumes or stuff, because we don't want to take you away from Halloween. We know you got stuff to do.
Get the Sody Pops and the Papa John's.
We're gonna get some Sody Pops, some Pepsi Max to be specific about Sody Pops. And all right, sent the message out to Ashley. I have to work on my eyebrow game. My dancing is subpar tonight. I didn't stretch.
You need to work on your moves then.
I need nice moves. Keep it up. Oh, hey.
Hey. Hello.
Didn't see you there.
Open your eyes.
Oh! Alrighty. Well, how's everything going? No hard feelings about Scraps, guys. He had the week.
We were laughing so hard.
Did you get the message I sent the other day too, Tom?
I may have. What did it say?
It was a picture of a Mogwai whose name was Patches.
What is the?
No, don't start.
Okay, maybe I'll show.
Yeah.
We're here for like 4 hours talking
Okay.
about that.
It was just a weird mistake. I have no clue where it came from.
And I always believe everything that Joe says, so, I always just went with it. Yeah, Joe would never be wrong.
Guys, you're very crackly, so I'm going to eject you and then send you another invite and hopefully reinforce the connection. Yeah. We got you, Cal. We know. Eject. Do a barrel roll.
Just for the record, while we wait,
Yeah, what's the rotation?
we got Ashley and Joe, of course, coming in, and then it's Dub's turn, and then if Janine wants to come in, please, she will be after Dub, and then Billy.
Billy's gonna wrap up. Are we gonna get
Who's Jay-Woo?
Jay-Woo? Hi, welcome, Jay-Woo.
Who's Jay-Woo?
I don't know who Jay-Woo is, but welcome. Jay-Woo, we're talking about guilty pleasures tonight. If you want to call in, it is a call-in show, so you're more than welcome. Just let us know. Don't know why we're getting Dalek threats in the chat, but we'll choose to ignore them. Hey guys, welcome back. How you guys sounding?
I don't know how are we sounding.
Yeah. We don't know.
Much better. Much better.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. It will maybe them. And did you ask Jason if he's coming in?
I think he said maybe next time.
Okay, cool. All right. So our good buddy Jason at Film Faculty asked, what bad quote unquote movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
I think we have the same answer.
Yeah, it was so hard to think of answers for like this whole episode because, like everybody else has said, like I don't have any shame about what movies I like. So
Yeah. But for us, it's Dragnet from, I think it's 86 or
87, starring Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks. The movie was written by Dan Aykroyd and then one of his writing partners. I can't recall the name right now, but
I have no clue.
it's kind of like a parody and an homage to the television show.
And the sequel.
Yeah, so it's... I mean, I guess empirically it's probably not a good movie, but
We love it.
we've been watching that movie since we were like 5 or 6 years old. We watch it pretty much twice a year.
If not more.
I just love it so much. It's so very 80s. Oh, hello, Tiblet. You're coming in now?
Now you choose. Anyway.
I'm gonna give Tiblet a moment to speak her mind.
Yes, she's very opinionated. She hates everything.
Tiblet, out of all cat treats, which one is your guilty pleasure?
We're eating random food from the floor that falls.
It sounds like her answer is meow. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm working on my dad jokes. I'm not as good as Humongous, but I'm getting there. All right. So, our friend Janine, and I'm not. I heard you. I just don't have much to say about Dragnet because unfortunately, I never really. Like, how many times have you seen it?
I've never seen Dragon.
Yeah, I don't think I had. So.
I guess we need to go to Walmart now because we saw it there.
Yeah, no, like I'm familiar, like I know what it is, like I'm familiar with like elements from it, but I can't recall like anything.
It's one of those movies that you forget, like that there are elements in it that are inappropriate because it's one of those ones like, oh yeah, that could be something we could show in class, and then I remember that where they go get coffee
Is a strip club.
is a strip club, and I can't believe it's a PG-13 film. Because
Yes.
it probably should be a little rated R just for the strip club scene.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot that exists. Glad I didn't bring that to class today because I would be fired.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep bringing up Blockbuster apparently, but when we worked at Blockbuster, we were able to put on movies that were a certain rating.
Mm-hmm.
Except I forgot about Beetlejuice, and I just put on Beetlejuice, and like literally like the nice nice model.
Yeah.
There's like a little kid right in front of it, and of course, like my manager is walking by at that exact moment.
Nice effing model. Honk
Yeah.
honk, grabs his crotch.
Yeah, I don't understand because I remember watching PG movies like Revenge of the Nerds that had like nudity and stuff, and like no, not in this America.
I had a teacher that she doesn't work at our school anymore. She transferred to a different school, but she had only ever seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on TV, or like one of her like friends had only seen it on there, and so she brought it to show for like class, and the principal walked in at the counter scene where he just needs a car, and yeah, she like dove for the VCR so fast because back when we still had those.
I have you one better.
Oh, yeah?
I worked at Blockbuster, and all of our like anything considered action was put together in the action by alphabetical order. So she rents this movie, a rated R movie, and it's pirate themed. It's the pirates porn parody. And she plays it to her kid's birthday party and wants to come back. I'm like, it says action, it says rated R. I can't do anything for you.
That is so messed up.
Yeah. She tried to get me in trouble, but I'm like, look at the cover, lady. Like, what are you doing? Anyway,
What do you want from me?
I could talk about Blockbuster all day, but we're not going to. We're gonna talk about Austin's question. Oh no, wait. Sorry, I skipped over it. So, Janine asked, what guilty pleasure movie have you gotten other people to love?
I got her, and it's weird because this is like this weird bridge between guilty pleasure and cult classic. But Ashley hadn't really fallen in love with Army of Darkness before I showed it to her.
Yeah, I had never even heard of it before, and it's like, you've got to watch this movie, and like, okay, sure. Who's Bruce? Like, Bruce Campbell? Like, I don't know who that is. But then after that, even though, like, the special effects were just so cheesy, but it was just such a fun movie with, like, him, like, fighting, like, the crazy witch, like, in the well, and then the callback to it when he's at the S-Mart at the end, and just, like, like a regular guy stuck in medieval times and trying to get back to the present. It's just, I like any kind of movie that has like a time travel element, and so that movie was just so much fun. And
yeah,
I
it's
like
my
that one a
favorite
lot.
one of the franchise for sure. I liked that at that point they just kind of like let go of trying to be serious and really embraced like the silliness that they had kind of like come to have been known for at that point. And I think it's the most fun one. And again, I'm with you. I like the whole like time period thing. And yeah, it's a great movie. I would watch Army of Darkness right now.
Yep, totally. What about you?
And then for me, like, it's so hard because like we've known each other forever, so we usually are introduced to things at the same time now. But like I had like seen the documentary on Netflix called Best Worst Movie about the making of Troll 2 and kind of like everything that like you think you're making this movie that's going to be like a good movie, and then all of the things that went wrong on the set. So it inspired me to watch Troll 2. Because it was just so bad. So then it's like, oh my God, you have got to watch this movie. It's so horrible.
Oh my God!
Or when the kid is trying to stop the family from eating the poisoned food, so he urinates all over it, and it's like they have to tighten their belt one notch, like because of hunger pains, and just the line delivery from that actor. It's so.
They're not even trolls.
So hilarious. And talking to his grandfather that's dead, and apparently the director of that movie thinks he made a good movie. Like, you can't tell him otherwise; he'll get mad at you.
Nice.
I'm trying to think, somebody else was in that too, right? That who was? Wait, no, Leo was in the first Trolls. I'm trying to remember. Like Leonardo DiCaprio is.
No, you're talking about.
What? Oh, Critters. I'm talking about Critters. My bad.
Critters.
That was Kevin. No, wait. Yeah. Kevin Bacon was in Tremors.
Yeah, because Troll 2 is like it's kind of one of those sequels where it's like, well, we'll call it Troll 2, even though they're not trolls, they're goblins. So it's like, well, this movie was popular. Let's slap this label on it. No one will know.
one bad movie that is troll themed that I like is Troll Hunters, which is a like documentary found footage style like troll movie from Sweden, I think.
Yeah. Some Icelandic Nordic country.
Yes. All right. Well, our buddy Austin at HWeird1. I always mess up her tablet somehow.
There you go.
He asked, what is a movie that you thought was going to be amazing, but ended up being a guilty pleasure?
For me, and I get flack for this occasionally, is the first live-action Transformers movie from Michael Bay. I had such high hopes for that movie because I am a huge Transformers fan, and I was like okay with it until they're like, oh, but Peter Cullen is going to be Optimus Prime for the movie. I'm like, good, like he should be. He's my cartoon dad from the '80s because I didn't have a real one. So, going into the movie, and because I think we actually saw that one in the theater.
Yeah, we did.
And we came out of the movie, and it was like, that was okay. I mean, and the longer it's been since that movie came out, the more I appreciate that one. The rest of them are just total garbage, but the first one was still really good. It's the combination of the really good uses of lines and music and the incredibly idiotic comedy of Michael Bay's directing and writing and all that jazz, and Shia LaBeouf and what's his face, John Turturro, and everything about that movie was just a lot of fun.
And just seeing that on screen for the first time was like enough, you know what I mean? Like I could have had that one movie and been like, all right, it wasn't great, but we got a product, you know what I mean? Like something that kind of represented what you had as children.
And then it just got worse.
Yeah. Like I remember the suspense you felt when you saw the Scorpion Transformer.
Yep.
And then like none of that existed anymore. It was just like, okay, we're not really surprised by what you do now because we've seen it. You know, it's cool. I don't know. You're right though. The first one is the best. Like, if you're gonna watch one of them, you will watch that one. I'm not gonna watch.
And honorable mention, it was brought up, goes to Iron Man 3. I think that movie gets way more hate than it deserves.
Yeah.
I think both 2 and 3 suffer from if the villain situation was swapped, it would have been better.
I think 2 is the weakest, and that's only because they were being pushed by the production company to put out another one because they just put out a good one. And don't get me wrong, I like Mickey Rourke and I like Sam Rockwell. Like there's good performances, but I really like this. Like it's the man under the suit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And there are things that I don't necessarily agree with. Like, why did you have the house party not do anything the entire movie if you had the house party?
Because
like,
PTSD.
Him up. I don't. He's like, yeah, I get that, but I don't know. He's still very effective with supplies from Home Depot. So
yes,
that kind of shows.
He's Tony Stark.
They're probably trying to recapture some of the magic from the first movie where he had to just basically make everything in that one little prison lab.
Yeah. But I think for me, it's the like both 2 and 3 would have been like 100% better if they were like if in 2, Hammer turned out to be the ultimate villain and was just using Whiplash the whole time. And I know that's what he was trying to do, but then Whiplash was like, no, I'm taking control because I'm better than you. I think if Hammer was like the real brains behind the operation and was just tricking Whiplash the whole time, it would have been better. It's the same thing. Like if we had another level where like Ben Kingsley pretending to be the Mandarin was really the Mandarin and just abusing Killian's naive nature or something, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. They're both. I think Iron Man's probably the second best trilogy out of. But yeah. I mean, we'll see with Ragnarok. Like we only have to talk about right now. But somebody's talking about our pop finals, and I just want to take a moment to thank Joe and Ashley on screen. They sent us some really cool things just because they like us. Apparently, check out this Clockwork Orange pop final that they gave Kimber. And me, Kimber appreciates it much more.
They sent us a Mycroft Holmes too.
And then my dude, the Night's King. I wish his arms raised up, but I'm not gonna break him. Look at that guy. And we have Sherlock here also, but he doesn't stand on the shelf.
Yeah.
We have a little Leviathan Castiel over there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes, and of course a Muppet, because Kimber has to include Muppets and everything, because that is not a guilty pleasure. That is a proud pleasure of Kimber. All right, so is Ashley?
My guilty pleasure movie or the one I thought was going to be so good because the book was really good was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And not that I honestly think that movie is really bad, but I thought it has had potential to be a little better than it was. Like when we went to go see it in the theater, I think we were the only other people there.
No.
And
there was like maybe 5 other people.
Okay, well, the theater was mostly empty.
Yeah.
And I just love that book so much, and just Abraham Tiblet. No, don't disagree with me right now. Ruining everything.
That movie is so.
Our cats are so bad, but I just enjoy that movie. Like I bought the T-shirt of the movie. I would have worn it tonight if it fit a little better. The book is so great. Just the movie was just, it kind of was a little underwhelming. I love that movie. But again, guilty pleasure. It's like I don't have any guilt. I like everything. I watch horrible stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tiblet.
You argue Abraham Vampire Hunter for one of the fan frictions?
Somebody argued that.
Yeah, I know it was brought up.
Yeah, it was in an episode, but I can't remember. It was one of the first season ones, but I don't think I brought it up.
I feel like I fought in that episode, but I'm not sure.
It might have been Sam's choice, because it might have been the presidential round, and he was like, who are the presidents?
Yeah, it's the same round that I fought Bill and Ted's. I think it was what's the best movie with historical figures.
Yeah, that was the round, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, well, the fourth and final question is from our buddy Bill at BBusterBill. And he asked, what film is so bad that it's funny?
I am a huge fan of this movie, and it is incredibly bad, like super bad, especially considering the source material is already really bad. But it's The Masters of the Universe, starring Dolph Lundgren. I grew up adoring that movie, and once I was an adult and could realize that it's not good, I still loved that movie. And it's just absolutely hilarious. The fact that they tried to go with some sort of like super like metal album cover look, and like even though everything has changed, He-Man's still wearing basically like a G-string and a chest plate. And it's just, and Dolph Lundgren for him, he just does it superbly, and it's bad, but it's so good, and I laugh every time. And the fact that they have basically a dwarf build the key to the universe with a keyboard, a synthesizer no less, and all sorts of other crap. It's just so good.
Thank God that one kid can hum songs in tune, right? Because otherwise the world would have been devastated. I like it was a weird trend for movies to like be like, all right, we know we're established in a different setting, but let's go to Earth. Like, that happened a lot in different movies, and then especially if it was like Smurfs do it now. Like, I don't get.
Let's go where nothing is CG, from where everything was CG.
Yeah, and they did that with Fat Albert too. Like, you totally could have done a great Fat Albert movie in Fat Albert's universe.
Yep.
Why did you have to bring it in?
Because it has to be really. It's like the same thing with Doctor Who. Like, he can go anywhere in space and time, but he spends most of his time in like London, modern.
It's true. Like 90% of Doctor Who takes place in like a 7-block radius of London.
But isn't Fat Albert's universe based off of ours? Like, why would you have to?
That's what I'm saying. Based off of Bill Cosby. Well, okay, I don't want to go there. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh Lord.
So,
Tom's guilty pleasure.
No. He's gonna cut that out of the show.
I think one of
What
them.
about yours, Ashley?
I think the Hellraiser, where it's a video game, is so bad it's awesome. Any of the Hellraisers past the one where Kirsty shows back up are so bad they're hilarious.
Yeah.
There's another one where the main character is in Bucharest and it's some kind of weird like death metal cult, and then suddenly Pinhead shows up.
like Hellraisers 5 through 9 are barely Hellraiser movies because they weren't to begin with. But the one where it centers around an MMO,
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I think that's seven.
Yeah, and I think it's got Lance Henriksen in it, which is a callback to Brian talking about Alien earlier because he was Bishop.
Also, Henry Cavill's in that one.
Yes, Henry Cavill.
It's like one of his really early film roles, and
was it? Yeah, it was. It was him. At first, I'm like, was it Brandon Routh, or am I just Supermaning it?
But yeah, and then the reboot one where they tried to keep the rights to Hellraiser, where it's not even the real Pinhead. It starts off as a found footage movie. That's also so like bad. It's hilarious, but
no,
in a sad way. Yes, in a sad way. Yes.
Funny.
I'm laughing at Tiblet.
All right, guys. Well, that's all of them.
Time except for now.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, always. Thanks for always being here. And we'll see you guys soon. And I'm gonna eject you.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna eject you.
Thank you. Be sure to watch Ashley and Joe's show on our Tough channel called BFF. It is a response to fan fiction, as opposed to what movies they haven't seen and stuff like that. So who do we have next? We have Dub, right?
Dub is next.
I feel like he just made this email.
Also, for those of you who were not here at the beginning of the episode, in 2 weeks for our next episode, usually we would put a poll up tonight and we would have you guys pick a subject matter. But in honor of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them coming out soon, we are going to go ahead and do a all Harry Potter episode. So feel free to start sending me your questions for that now. I know personally I'm pretty excited. Should be a good one. Did you send that?
Oh, it's sent.
Dub's going to be coming in just a minute here. Yeah, I did see I have some notifications. I just obviously have not been able to check those yet. Thank you,
You got to be on top of this.
I'm
what are you?
I know everyone's going to be showing their house colors hopefully next week. Or next
Do I own anything blue?
I don't know, but I have lots of Slytherin stuff.
I feel like
so
we're going to
good.
like revamp this whole wall next week. Your
He
Death
said
Eater
he still
scarf.
didn't get it.
No, I just sent it. Check your
Yeah,
thing.
if you want some Slytherin stuff,
I
I can
sent
loan
it to you, but I'll send you another one. Brah? Come on, King. I sent you two.
Slytherin sucks Hufflepuff? Gross.
Hufflepuff all the way. Only a Hufflepuff would think Slytherin sucks.
He says, I guess take someone before me. If Janine wants to come in, we can do that. Janine, are you still around and still feeling up to coming on camera?
Are you signed into the right Gmail account, though? And the Janine thing.
And the Janine thing, I think you might have to pull that up. I think she sent you a message. That gif of Dub, I can't.
Yeah, I'm saving that.
You can put it on when he does another picture. Sorry, guys. We're just trying to get a hold of these people and make sure that we respect the queue.
Respect the queue.
After Dub and Janine, we're going to be having Billy coming in, and then Candace and Jason for their triumphant return.
Our cat's starting to be bad. Don't be a bad cat.
Because Tiblet was saying stuff. Demonic chants and whatnot.
I'm not going to say what Tiblet was talking about, but you guys all know what I'm talking about. Not, oh well, I'm trying.
Did you try refreshing?
Did you unplug it and then replug it back in? Thanks for coming by, Jason. Come on, come for the Harry Potter one. Be there. Or not. You should. Janine, I sent you one too. I don't know what's going on right now. Don't know what's going on.
Oh my. Awesome. Thanks, Jason.
Nice. Have a great night, Jason.
Oh, here comes Janine.
Hi.
Hey.
Janine.
Hi.
You see your picture. Are you going to come on video? Because if that's the case, I think it's a little button.
Which little button?
It looks like a little camera up on top. It should be.
Ah. Hey guys.
Oh!
Excited.
Nice to see
What's up? Nice to see you guys too.
I know, this is exciting. First time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right into it. Our buddy Jason at Film Faculty asked us, what quote-unquote bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
I was thinking something like Fern Gully, but I decided to go with Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice.
I remember seeing this in the theater. I think I was like 11. I saw it with my brother. We used to play the game all the time. And when that music starts, it's like you get so pumped over this crazy techno music. And even watching it now, like the Gordo effects hold up pretty good. I love the banter between Liu Kang and Johnny Cage. I remember thinking Johnny Cage was so hot. Sonya was awesome. So I could watch that like today. I love Mortal Kombat.
yeah, both great picks. And I will agree with you on Fern Gully too. Tim Curry was amazing in that.
Yes, Robin Williams.
It made the Walkman big before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. And it had a good message about taking care of the earth.
Yeah, and you know, posing scientific experiments on animal life.
Yeah.
All good points. All right. So you asked, of all people, what guilty pleasure movie have you got other people?
Well, this was my own question, and I still had a hard time with it. So I thought about it, and I chose The Miami Connection. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
It's this old movie from '87. Let me read you the synopsis. It's pretty ridiculous. It says, a martial arts rock band goes up against a band of motorcycle ninjas who have tightened their grip on Florida's narcotics trade. So I discovered this on Netflix. I was scrolling through and I saw the cover, and it's like this guy in this crazy kung fu pose, and it's got all this neon. So I thought it was some kind of spoof. So I go look it up. I look up the trailer. The trailer's completely ridiculous. It's got this band playing this terrible music, and the outfits are terrible, and it looks like it was filmed on a home camera, and it's so bad, but it's hilarious. So I showed it to my brother. He thought it was hilarious. I showed it to my friend Josh. He thought it was hilarious. So it's one of those, like, get drunk and watch it, and you'll be laughing all night kind of movie.
Have you seen Come yet?
Yes! I just watched that. That was so good. It's like that, but it's like supposed to be a serious movie.
Yeah. I love that movie. I'm just thinking about the dinosaur cop who only shoots people in the crowd.
Yes.
He's so good. All right. So Austin at HWeird1 asked, what is a movie that you thought was going to be amazing, but ended up being on your guilty pleasure list?
Okay, so I'm going to out myself here and say that I am a Twilight fan. So I read all the Twilight books. I got into all the hype before the movie had even come out. I was like reading behind the scenes books and all kinds of stuff. So I was really excited to see it. I watched it and it was pretty crappy. So like clunky dialogue, super cheaply made, bad effects, but I was able to have fun with it and laugh at it and enjoy the parts that were actually the parts that I loved in the book. So I can still kind of get swept up in all that hype and still enjoy Twilight, even though it's super cheesy and terrible.
All right. Well, I have nothing to say about that. But Bill,
I figured you wouldn't.
when I had to work at Blockbuster, that what? This was the but people need to know it existed, okay? So the first Twilight came out, and I had to work the like midnight release of the like pre-ordered movies and stuff like that. So me and my friend at the time, we decided that we were gonna dress like total douchebags and buy glitter, and just cover ourselves and like get fake money. And we're just like sat there. It was fun.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
You would have enjoyed it. But our buddy Bill at Buster Bill asked, "What's a film that is so bad that it's funny?"
Well, I was going to pick The Room because I just recently watched that, and that was amazingly ridiculous. But I guess I will probably go with a classic, Batman and Robin. You could probably get drunk doing shots off of all the ice puns in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you could. It's not even like they're dropped in. He literally goes like and just
every
like,
other sentence. Yeah, pretty bad.
All right. So I think that's all four. Thank you so much for coming on, Janine.
Of course. I'm glad I could finally get brave enough to do it. So
I think
You did great.
I think it went fine.
good.
But I'm gonna eject you out of the seat. Thank.
Janine.
Bye.
Please go support Janine's
Beautiful
beautiful
artwork.
artwork at G9 Design. You can see some of it right behind us. This. I think this might be one of a kind piece. And if it's not, I want to continue thinking it is one.
No, I'm gonna say that they could probably order that in her store, and I would encourage them to do so because it's gorgeous.
Or it's a one of a kind piece. We don't have any fancy art.
It's Dub's turn again. If
Yeah, let me try to
got,
send him.
we'll try to send him another one. After Dub, we're gonna have Billy, followed by Candace and Jason.
Ashley and Joe, my life is sometimes like an episode of South Park. In a good way.
Mavis.
What does she have?
How good her.
She just killed the person, guys. Mavis just killed the person and brought them into the room. This is what we have to deal with. So I'm going to try Dub again.
No, why?
Now she's trying to kill Kimber because
Did you forget my name?
I'm reading 6 names at the same time.
Mavis. You want to take it down a notch?
Lost in the Dub.
Do you want to take it down a notch?
I'm going to find him.
Wait till it comes.
This is the third invite. Invite posted. Well, I'm going to take a nap, guys.
Nah.
I think it's so weird when you like, if you're ever in like a chat room or whatever, and there's just somebody sleeping on cam. It's like, who does that?
Sam.
Sam.
The
Sam does that.
Sad kid.
Sam can.
Mavis, stop.
She does not want to be good. Well, this is the exciting part of the show, where I just sit here, contemplate life. I wish I could do voiceovers at any time. How? All right. Let me.
Oh, nothing?
Hi.
Is that Billy?
No, I clicked this channel back. No, I'm trying to find Dub. Trying to find him. I can't. Hello, new viewer. I see you. Yeah! Dub got it.
Did he?
He got it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. What's up?
Not much.
I had a hard time trying to get through here because I had to go through Google Plus and other things like that. I couldn't just go through my email. So,
That's
say it again?
I said that's obnoxious. Why are they
It is
trying to-
obnoxious. I'm obnoxious. It's obnoxious. The whole world's obnoxious.
All right. I'm trying to find tablet.
It's right there, babe.
Oh, it's right here. All right, you ready? You ready to answer some tough questions?
Yeah.
Maybe this just keeps attacking me.
Yeah, I don't know. What
She's hype right now.
Anyway,
Mhm.
our buddy Jason at Film Faculty asked, "What quote-unquote bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?"
It's not going to be anything anyone else aside from me really would know. It's a Marx Brothers movie, Horse Feathers. It's about a football team. And I don't like football. I never liked football, but I still watch it just because it's one of the few Marx Brothers movies where they aren't old and senile and depressing. So I do enjoy that, just like I enjoy Coconuts. Everything else is fine aside from Night at Casablanca and those movies on, but those, I don't know, something about Horse Feathers and Coconuts where it's just really mediocre comedy, where Groucho's trying to spice it up, but everyone else is really lame.
Yeah, you're. I feel like a lot of your comedy is like that Red Skeleton era, right?
It's before that, but yeah, it's really like it goes from the 30s to about the 50s, around there. That's where I first watched comedy movies.
From there to Ethan Klein. It's a
Papa Bless. I have my Pepsi Max right here. Papa Bless.
yeah. I'm thinking about filling a pool with Pepsi Max and trying to do some cool
It has
things.
to be
with
Diet Pepsi Max.
It can't be Diet Pepsi Max.
I would not go swimming
what
in your
is-
Diet Pepsi Max pool.
That must feel amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So our friend Janine, who was just here, she asked, "What guilty pleasure movie have you gotten other?"
Well, Punisher Warzone. I feel like I said this to you, and you were trying to argue with me at one point before you finally came to terms with the fact that I was right, as people normally do about things when I talk to them. But I'd said to you what the best Punisher movie was Warzone, or the best iteration of the Punisher was Warzone, and because I took umbrage with Punisher in Daredevil. I said to you, it's garbage. That's not the real Punisher. He's like a 5'4", first of all. Like, and the guy's a garbage actor in Daredevil. The only good Punisher so far has been Punisher Warzone, and you even said to me, I forget how long ago it was now, that you agree that it was an okay movie for what it was. After you said that the new Daredevil Punisher was probably the best one, so I stand by that. I've gotten people to like Warzone, not just yourself. I take full credit for, but other people as well.
First off, I saw Warzone when it came out in Blockbuster. Second off,
oh, you can't pull that card with me, sir. I was assistant manager at Blockbuster, so don't even try that with me.
I'm a 4-star CSR. So. Jesus Christ. So yeah, Dolph Lundgren with his thank you, Joe. With his little Punisher skull knives. Come on, that's the iteration. No, I can't. He has to have it on his chest. I don't understand. Dirty Laundry is the best Punisher film I've ever seen. It's like 8 minutes long, and it still has Thomas Jane in it, but it's still the best Punisher film I've ever seen.
I have not seen that, and I don't want to see Thomas Jane in anything. So,
Yeah, well,
I like Tom Jane.
he was in a great movie called Give 'Em Hell Alone.
He just wants his kids back.
yeah, I know. The kids were, they were on the docks having a good old time, on the island side. Come on. John Travolta.
He played a comic book character.
Yeah, she sure did. I really like how the skull appeared on his son's shirt that he bought him. Like, great. So you're wearing your. Yeah.
This is someone else's merchandise here.
Yeah, exactly. We found this on the island. I bought this for you, Dad. Here, wear it after I get murdered, please. Sweet, dope.
It's supposed to scare away bad spirits.
Great. Awesome.
I mean, Warzone definitely has its merits, and as a guilty pleasure movie, it definitely fit. It has that whole like things don't bleed that way, like skew on them, and like some movies are great that have that too. Kill Bill is one of those movies that's like things don't bleed that way, but that was pretty awesome. Jigsaw was a little meh.
I like Jigsaw's creation though in the movie. I really enjoyed the incinerator. Was it? The glass?
Yeah, glass. I think it's like bulletproof glass in the comics. Like it's even worse, like because like it's not supposed to break, and he like breaks his face and all.
I was laughing throughout that scene when I saw it in theaters. I loved it. Like the whole him just like screaming in pain as he's being chopped to bits, when really he wasn't chopped to bits at all. So. You know.
Yeah, he got off easy compared to many people. The Punisher scene with Thomas Jane though, with the him cooking the steak and the popsicle at the same time.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, I would have preferred if he didn't have the popsicle and he was just cooking the guy, but that's just my preference. So.
Well, you need the Weasel sidekick in Punisher movies, and that was.
When you say Weasel sidekick, I think about Deadpool. Now we're going in a totally different direction.
That's a sidekick named Weasel. There's a difference.
Yeah, I know. Pulling airs.
Oh, hi, Raul. Raul, my sweet boy. So, yeah, Austin asked us, what is a movie you thought was going to be amazing, but then ended up being a guilty pleasure instead?
Okay. I really enjoyed Seven Samurai is my favorite film of all time, next to Duck Soup, of course. That was one of the first movies outside of the comedy genre that I watched. So I said, hey, let's look at another one of Akira Kurosawa's movies, and I picked up Kagemusha, which, oh man, that was just, if you thought the pacing in Seven Samurai was bad, at least it had story. Oh, the lack of story of Kagemusha was just unbearable at times. But now I like it just because the armor and the set design and the camera shots are really great. It's just the story is garbage and the character development is garbage.
Yeah, there's no characters.
Yeah, you're just thrust into this movie. You're like, it's supposed to know what's going on, and you have to. It just takes the audience for granted. So Kagemusha for sure was that for me.
Yeah, I think there's a difference to like mystery and like putting someone somewhere where they don't know what's going on, and then like a blatant disregard to caring whether or not the person knows, like, you know what I mean? Like in a mystery, you're like, okay, you're on some island and like something's going on, and like, but they give you like little bits and pieces. But I can't. Right. That. The other movie I think was very just like, this is it here.
Yeah, I was just impressed. Like looking back on it, I've seen it now 4 times, 5 times. And I was trying to look at it from the same standpoint as I looked at Seven Samurai. I'm like, oh man, Akira's so awesome with his movies, and every shot is different than all this. And then I started to notice things about it. I'm like, well, you know what? I can appreciate that castle. I can appreciate that banner. I can appreciate this guy. But if I'm to be honest with myself, like it's not a great movie. I mean, for people who aren't into that genre, there's no way you can get into Seven Samurai if you're, I'm sure, the normal person drinks or gets high. They can watch the whole thing because the pacing is unbearably long. But for people who actually enjoy those kind of timepiece movies, it's easy to get into because it's so different than the 13 Assassins type newer version of it. But Kagemusha is just one of those things where I can't get anyone to watch it. They'll get a third into it and they'll fall asleep, or they'll be like, this is stupid, I'm going to watch a YouTube video or something like that. So it's really frustrating to me to have to actually stand up for this movie. And if I were in one of your movie fights or whatnot, yeah. I could not defend it. I would just be like, hey, the armor's pretty cool, man. Like Ronin Warriors, they like the little crescent moon on it, man. It's really good. That'd be like my only point. So I know that it would be stupid for me to try to defend it, but I do enjoy everything about it except for the story and characters, if that means anything.
I think I've literally, am I the only one who's like given up a point because I refuse to argue on a subject on the show?
Khaleesi.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I would rather give up my point than argue for her. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, yeah.
I was there for that.
They were trying to throw out like,
Yeah.
and I was like, no,
Yeah, it was Clint Eastwood.
yeah, no.
Oh, and just to bring up a point that you said earlier, it was the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. It was the one one of the ones I watched. It was Sam. Is that the guy from Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that versus Air Force One versus something else. That was the thing.
Bill and Ted's.
Yeah. So there you go.
Nice. All right. Well, the last one comes from Bill, and he asked, "What's a film that is so bad that it's funny?"
This is very easy for me. I was not a fan, and I still am not a fan of John Leguizamo in any way, shape, or form. I think he's a total joke of an actor. His boxing movie is a joke. He's a joke. So when I saw The Happening, I was like, oh, great, wonderful. And I'm just rooting for him to die. I'm like, come on, just lay down underneath that lawnmower, man. Just do it. Just let Mother Nature to take you underneath her. And the whole movie, I'm like, when's he going to die? When's he going to die? Just rooting for it to happen. Like, come on, man, who's next? Come on. Like, the whole movie was great for me because I wanted everyone to die really quickly. I wanted the movie to be over. It was worse than watching Legion. It was just like, or The Mist. Like, come on, just kill everyone already. Let it end. So I'd say The Happening was great because I was laughing at every death because it was so ridiculous. And to the point where they were talking to the flowers or something, where an old lady had like flowers that she was talking to. Like, that's great. That's, mental illness is all that movie seemed like it to be about to me. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like calling that movie Treemageddon.
Yeah, Carmageddon.
All right, well, that's all for Dub. Thanks for coming by.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for having me. And what I want to say, Team Kimber, odd shape panel for life. We just missed Catterday. Cats of Blab is dead. So need to come up with a new thing about that. The very active cat who was just on maybe 2 visitors ago, Timble. Yeah. Great addition to the cast. I wish that my cat could talk like that, but he's more of a silent and deadly type when he farts. So thank you for having me. I hope you have a great night, and I'll be in chat.
See you later.
Later.
See you soon, buddy.
Oh, Dub, that guy's funny.
Gold.
Billy is up next, followed by Candace and Jason, and then Raul.
All right. Invite for Billy just went out. The OG Cat of Blab, as far as OSP is concerned, you forget Mavis.
No, she's just saying because she was just saying that Tiblet's been around here.
Oh God, they got Billy.
Hey guys. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to get all my shit together.
What are you doing down there, buddy?
Hey, Little, you watch your mouth, mister. All right, I'm all good. And I don't have a chair this time, so I'm just going to stand and say it all.
All right. I'm into it.
I had a big thing of Monster Energy drinks, so I'm hyped up right now. So let's go.
I destroyed my chair before I got on. All right. So let's get right into it. Jason at Film Faculty asked, what quote-unquote bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
This is a very hard one because I got a lot of bad films that I actually like, which is evident when talking about, I'm not going to mention it, but you know what films, and they're now trigger films, but still. I went with Lion King 2. I used to watch The Lion King and Lion King 2 back-to-back a lot. Mostly Lion King 1 because, that's the better film. But I liked The Lion King 2. And also, I really hate Andy Dick. So when his character dies, I was just like, yes! Fuck you! He's so annoying. And, he's also, he lives up to his name. He's a total dick.
Yeah.
I can tell.
It's like the first Lion King, totally Hamlet, and then the second Lion King, totally like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
So it's Yeah, like both of them have Shakespearean plots. But I mean, the second movie just kind of shows how much of a dick Simba was because he just exiled a bunch of females for no reason.
Yeah, that's true.
I like Lion King 1.5.
Don't even get me started on that shit. That's I did get into Mystery Science Theater though. I did. I know. What a weird thing, Tom, and your eyebrow game is strong, by the way. No.
I learned the best. Ethan. But what about MST3K? I'm excited.
No, because of Lion King 1.5. That's how I got introduced to MST3K, and then I would watch a bunch of them. I'm like, how have I not seen this? I thought it was like something completely new that they made up, and then I'm like, no, I got my hopes up. No, it didn't.
That's fine. I liked it. It was kind of cool to see a lion from the other side of the tracks story, I guess.
Yeah. Voiced by Max from Goofy movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Kobu.
Not to be confused with Kubo.
I love that movie so much.
Talking about the fire-breathing chicken and Kubo and the Two Strings. Great movie if you haven't seen it. But next question. Sorry, my cat's being super distracting right now.
It's okay.
Janine asked, what guilty pleasure movie have you got other people into?
Okay, this is a really, really stupid film, and nobody should actually like this. It's a Dane Cook film. Now, before you go on, yeah, I had a phase in my life where I loved Dane Cook. I actually we don't admit it, but we actually laughed at a lot of his jokes. And, I mean, I know I did. And he did a film called Employee of the Month. It was with Jessica Simpson, Dax Shepard. It's a terrible, terrible movie. And once again, Andy Dick is in it, but I actually tolerate him this time. And there's just one line where, they're at a party, and, the kid, just pops, a party pop in his face, and his reaction is the best, and it gets me laughing every single time. I know you're amused by this. Man, it's so stupid.
Yeah, and
also Pedro from Napoleon is in it.
Yeah. Dax Shepard as the bad guy is always.
Yeah, he's always great as a dick.
Yeah, Let's Go to Prison. He was kind of the bad guy. That was a great one with Dax Shepard.
It's also a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, usually if Dax Shepard is in it, it's probably a guilty pleasure.
Unless it's Parenthood, because that's actually a really, really good show.
I haven't watched it.
It made me cry a couple times, so I couldn't finish it. But yeah, it's he's really good in there.
Right. Well, what one am I on? 3 or 4?
I don't know actually.
Did I ask you Austin's yet? No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I would have remembered saying Weird. Weird1 asked, what is a movie you thought was going to be amazing, but ended up on your guilty pleasure list?
All right. Oh yeah. Before we move on, something to add to the other question was Without a Paddle. I also love that film, but a film that I thought was going to be good, or that was going to be amazing. Honestly, on the trailers, I thought Signs was going to be good, and I know, it's dumb.
No, it's a good movie. I'm agreeing with you that Signs is good.
Yeah, I mean, none of it makes sense, really.
Signs is good. Have you watched Stuckman's thing on Signs?
No, I have seen Stuckman's thing. Yeah, swing away, Tom. Swing away. It's not the best, and we all know why are they invading a planet that's 3/4 water if water is their weakness? I don't care. It's just there's just something about it that's just weird, but also it gets you hooked. there's just something about it. I don't know. M. Night Shyamalan just has this way of making either guilty pleasure stuff, one or two good, actual good stuff, and then crap. There's only like one or two things that I find crap, but yeah, Signs is the one where I thought it was just like, I didn't love that as much, but I don't get why some people hate it.
Yeah, no, that movie's definitely underrated. I think it's a really good movie, and a bunch of people in the chat are actually agreeing that it's a good movie. So it has its fan base out there for sure.
I'm going to say what everyone's thinking. Unbreakable was better.
Oh, better than Sixth Sense?
No, it's a different, like, that's hard.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I feel like you can't really judge, like, directors' first films against their, like, I don't know.
Yep. God, I look terrible right now. I'm just seeing myself, and it's like, ugh. But,
Okay, so last question, you asked, what's a film that's so bad it's funny?
Yeah, actually, Janine took my answer. Thank you, Janine, although it was nice to see your face. I'm going to clap for Janine because, you know what, not everybody can be, like, is as comfortable being on camera, and that's fine. But, yeah, just good job for that. Batman and Robin. I get shit from people that are like, oh, it's such a bad movie, and I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a terrible movie. But if you look at it as a comedy, it's one of the funniest films you will ever see. I mean, there's nipples on a bat suit. They have close-ups of a bat crotch and a bat butt. And every other line is a pun. And since you know me, you know I love puns. And it's just so funny. It actually has one or two good moments in it. I am going to say that. Like when Alfred and Bruce are talking about what it means to be Batman. Or like when Mr. Freeze is with his wife. It's actually pretty good. But I can't deny it's cheesy as hell. It's stupid.
Look, if Schumacher made that with Adam West, it would be perfect. Like, it's all, like, I get it. It's camp. Like, you're doing camp Batman. That's fine. But when you're coming off of Tim Burton films, you're not going to get, like, that same response. So, like, accepting it as a camp Batman, then it's great as what it is. Because Brave and the Bold is camp. Adam West is camp.
You can't just get rid of a bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like if you take it for what it is, then it's fine. But because it came off of the serious, like, dramatic tone of Tim Burton and, like, the villains he had set up, then going into Schumacher, it's, like, kind of like a
Like,
step.
they would have almost made
180.
First.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it would have made more sense almost to have those movies and then Burton's movies and then into the, like, Nolan movies.
Kind of like the comic books.
Exactly. Golden Age. Yeah, no, exactly. But,
that was all of them.
That's all of the questions, Billy.
Right.
Thanks for being a stand-up guy.
I would do some impressions, but I want other people to get in here, so it's all good.
Can you do a Gilbert Godfrey one real quick?
I don't know if I can do Gilbert Godfrey, but
I know
I did do a Tim Curry one where he was singing "Toxic Love."
Go nuts, Billy. It's all you.
I said, "Slime distance. Slime above, don't you know I'm toxic love?" Oh, it's so great to be Tim Curry.
Tim Curry is awesome.
He's
All
what
right.
I like to do. Anyway, good night, guys. What? Okay, I guess you froze.
Room guy, real quick.
No, they.
Oh, you mean Tommy Wiseau? Yeah, sure, Kimber. Just don't try to pressure me or anything, motherfucker. Just a little chicken. Chip, 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 chip. Oh, yeah, how is your sex life?
All right, Bill, with that, I'm going to let you go.
All right, see you.
Have a good night, man.
Candace
Oh,
likes
man.
his toxic love over there.
Lisa, you're tearing me apart.
It's actually Candace and Jason's turn. If you want
Alright.
to give them a ring.
Let me see. I don't know if I have their information. Because I don't think they've called in on that.
Candace, if you could message me, message me your Google Plus email.
Hear that, guys? Billy's gonna stay in this chat all week. So if you want to hear any more stuff, or whatever accounts, like, do you have Hangouts or Google Plus? I need that to call you.
There you go.
Now everyone knows it. Oh no. It's okay, I can delete it. There you go. All right. So let me hit that. Bada bing, bada boom.
Inviting. He deleted it.
I know, she's saying I have so much power.
We haven't seen Candace and Jason in a minute, so this is going to be good.
I know. We need to get back on that game.
I know, we do need to get back. We played with Joe like one time.
I know, that was the last time
anymore.
we played was with Joe. It's like, Joe, check out this cool game I'm doing. The end.
No, I have toxic love stuck in my head. Thanks, Bill.
Jinx, jinx, jinx. All right, real talk real quick. Pokemon Generations. The new anime pretty much just sums up the games, like the game experiences. One of the most refreshing aspects of that show is that the Pokemon do not say their own names and actually have cries and stuff. It's really good. You guys should watch it. It's on YouTube. Pokemon Generations. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can talk to Jack about doing that for Valentine's Day. That might be fun. Doing like the couple.
I would be into it.
But I know we do take a break for a bit, I think, around then. So maybe we can do like a one-off or something. Maybe we can convince Jack. That'd be fun though. Good question, Janine. You should have something in your email, Candace. If you don't, let me know. I'll send you another one.
All right, thanks
Bill.
Billy. We are gonna have another giveaway coming up soon. I still have a few more prizes from Jalen Paperco that she donated. I believe it's 4 bookmarks, several pages of stickers, and I know that Austin over at Weird One said that he was gonna be sending some stuff over for a giveaway as well. And I have no idea what he's sending, so it'll be a surprise.
I like what that nerd mug.
Candace, make sure that you're signed into Google Plus or whatever, because it was giving Dub's problem with that too.
Yeah, see, well, I guess it wasn't showing up as email. You have to go into Google Plus or Hangouts. Well, we're killing some time, guys. You have any questions for us? That was a good question from Janine. I like it. I like answering stuff. Not that I know much. No questions. All right.
Well, there's a delay. Give it a second.
Anyone else excited for American Gods? I am. I have exciting news eventually, so people look out for that. I'm not going to say too much. I thought they were already in Belfast. Maybe they weren't filming yet. By the way, Cal, I have my next shirt planned for the premiere party. Yeah, Iron Fist looks good. I'm really excited for Luke Cage. It looks a lot darker. Like, and it's weird for me to say because we're already talking about the Netflix shows and they're pretty dark to begin with. But I feel like the Luke Cage one's going to be a lot, at least more serious. Like, I feel like issues are going to be more. I feel like it's going to be more like Jessica Jones, and it's going to be like Daredevil, where it talks about important stuff. And just because Sansa and Arya got tattoos in white ink, that doesn't mean you guys should go get tattoos in white ink.
That's just a public service.
That's just a public service announcement. Ethan and Gila from H3 Productions, that is what we're going to be for Halloween.
And if you don't know who they are, you can Google H3 Productions or Ethan and Gila Klein.
Are you, like, where are you looking? Candace.
I hope it's me versus Tom for the final. That I like our chances.
For what? Oh,
For
yeah.
his,
I don't know. I feel like he's going to bring up his game. Hopefully it's not too hard. Mailbox, junk mail.
Dub, where did you find yours? Look under personal in Gmail. Thanks, Blab.
Yeah, Blab, you ruined everything. I like how Blab is still, like, retweeting people and stuff. Like, I see it on Twitter all the time. It's like, come see me Tuesdays, 9 p.m. And I'm like, wow, you don't exist. What are you doing? All right, I'll send you one more. Let's see. Maybe now you're in there. Maybe.
Resend it?
Go.
Oh, I got one fucking letter off, man. We had a long day. You know what I meant. You know I know what those dragons' names are.
Yeah, Brian, Phil, and Lil. We did better than, what was the team that didn't even have a name? Team I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Waiting for Candace. Put your name in the bottom left, Candace.
Dub's our support guy. He supports us.
This is the boring part.
I was waiting to see how long you would let dead air exist.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. People are watching.
Oh, man. Kat, are you being bad? The answer is always yes. So, what's up? Come here often?
I can check some Harry Potter questions people sent. Let's see.
Yeah,
what
let's
people
review
sent
the
in
Harry
there.
Potter questions.
Pulling them up. Maybe I'll tell you guys some questions and you can let me know which ones you like too.
All right, well, these are all from Cal. No, I'm kidding.
They might be. I'm waiting for it to load. Cal asks, whose wand is your favorite? I like that. What would your Patronus be?
That's a good one. I like that one a lot.
He wrote Patrons, though. I'm going to give him shit because he was just giving me shit about Dragon. Patrons.
How dare you?
Shame. Whose death touched you the most? That's some sad shit. And what's your favorite creature from the franchise? They literally all are from.
Oh, I like Candace's picture because it's like, oh shit, I'm here.
Yay!
You guys, welcome.
Favorite creature from the franchise? They literally all are from.
Oh, I like Candace's picture because it's like, oh shit, I'm here.
Wait, we gotta do something.
Guys, welcome.
On the YouTube, that's playing.
Oh, I like it. Oh, okay. I thought that was lag. I was like, oh no.
No, I think they're good.
Yeah, we turned off our thing on the other side.
We're the people who call into the radio station with the radio station blaring in the background.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What?
Well, I mean, somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
I was just telling Kimber we got to realign our schedule soon because I feel bad. We played that one cool game with Joe, and then ever since we haven't played.
So I always start this heartfelt, like, dear Tom. I mean, well, Tom and Kimber, but dear Tom, we miss you so much. But then I'm like, he's going to think I'm lame. So now I'm telling the entire world, dear Tom and Kimber, we miss you so much. So we really can't wait to play again.
There's a man that sits next to me at my job, and he runs a D&D, but it's like a Bobo D&D. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like fake D&D, like not the real stuff. And I was telling him all about our game, and he was like, that sounds really cool. So, like, how often do you play? And I got really sad and emotional. I was like, never.
We'll fix it soon.
I think it's funny that Jason, you should have just sent it because Candace basically did send me a message like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, and I felt like, well, Jason doesn't care. Then why am I gonna? All right, so let's get into the questions. Our friend Jason at Film Faculty asked, which bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
You go first.
For me, I don't think this is going to be anything anyone else remembers. My grandmother was really weird, and she liked buying me, like, strange videotapes, like cassettes, of things. So my guilty pleasure is a cartoon called Rumpelstiltskin, and it's like a 40-minute movie. And I think it stars Christopher Plummer, so like there's like an actual famous person in it. So it's not, completely garbage, I guess, but it's like super dated, and I've been looking for it on DVD for forever, and then I found one, but it was really expensive. So I was like, all right, I'm not paying $100 for this stupid DVD that was probably like in the 10-cent bin at like Walgreens in 1987. I'm not spending all this money. And then the other day I found it on YouTube, and now I can't stop watching it a little bit.
That's awesome.
It's like really creepy and spooky for a children's movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
You ever see the Mark Twain? I'm trying to remember exactly the title of it.
Adventures.
Yeah, Mark Twain Adventures. It's claymation.
No, that sounds horrifying though.
Terrifying. It is so much.
Look that up on YouTube, and if you don't have time for the whole thing, just look up that Mark Twain Adventures Lucifer. That's all I need to do.
Nightmare fuel.
It's awesome.
Nightmare fuel.
I'll be sure to watch it in the daytime.
Yes.
What about you, Jason?
Okay, so it's not one. It has to be kind of these two movies back to back because it's the way I kind of watched them as a kid. Demolition Man followed immediately by Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd. I know, like, I watch them and the delivery is bad and the jokes are bad and sometimes the editing is really bad, but I'm just like, man, blonde-haired Wesley Snipes, you got my money all the time.
I agree.
Super love it.
Good choice.
And those beautiful baby blue eyes and Judge Dredd that you shouldn't see. But man, they're shocking.
So shocking.
I very similar plot lines where it's like it's like the nemesis.
Yeah.
But who do you think would win in a fight? The villain from Judge Dredd or the villain from Demolition Man?
Did you not just hear about the beautiful blonde hair that Wesley Snipes has that can make him win any fight, any time against anybody?
Yeah, but technically the brother's the other dude's a clone or brother. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, he's like a clone type. No, Wesley Snipes, hands down, all the way. Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
What's funny about that is that one time I was trying to explain Demolition Man to Jason, but I couldn't remember what it was called. So I'm like telling him the story, and he's like, that's definitely Judge Dredd. I'm like, no, it's not though. There's this guy, hold on. There's a sidekick, I think. It's someone who's really famous, and people still like him today. No, yeah, it's Rob Schneider. It's Judge Dredd, yes. I'm like, no.
There's a big robot in it, right?
There's a robot, there's some guns and stuff. Yeah, Judge Dredd. I'm like, no.
Well, I mean, Are there 3 seashells in your bathroom?
Judge Dredd.
It's not Dredd.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh God.
See, it's
For a second, I thought I was wrong.
Wait, it's like Candace. Do you remember when we went to karaoke and you signed up to sing that one Aerosmith song, but halfway through you realized it was a completely different Aerosmith song, and then sang a medley to prove that they were all the same song?
Yeah, that was a good night.
You were like, it's crazy, it's amazing.
Armageddon. Yeah. So I still don't know the difference between those songs. I actually have a karaoke list because I was at karaoke like years ago and someone asked me to sing an Aerosmith song, and the only one that I really know is what's the one I like? What It Takes. That's the one that I can sing all the way through. I have no problems. But like Crazy, Amazing, Pink a little bit, it's all the same song. It's all the same thing. I don't know.
All right. Well, Janine the Bean asked, what guilty pleasure have you gotten other people to love?
Titan AE.
Yes.
That shit's awesome. I don't know why people don't like it because it's great. I think that
That's my Treasure Planet. That's why. But
oh yeah, that's really bad though. That one's like bad.
It really is, because you know what? It's a blasphemous Treasure Island, man. Oh, I hate it.
He's so bitter. Let's not get him started on
I hate
Treasure
it so
Island.
much, man.
Oh no, here we go.
I'm left. He's
when Candace and I first got together, I went on this whole tirade about how terrible
Titan AE.
Titan AE was.
For like an hour, man. An hour. I was
terrible.
like, yeah? You think it's bad?
Tom is sulking off camera, just sulking.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry. I was actually forced to see that movie with my brothers. My parents refused to take them. So that was my punishment. But yeah, man, like I saw Titan AE in the movie theater. I had waited all summer. I was so excited. I couldn't handle it. I think I was 16 when it was in the movies, and like did like the main theme song from it, Power Man 5000. Like that soundtrack is legit. And I remember seeing it, and like Matt Damon's cartoon character's butt is in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, nudity? Are you kidding me right now? Plus, it's a Bluth film, I think. Yeah. And I'm pretty into Bluth movies. I mean, Land Before Time, Fievel. You can't go wrong.
And I know you're a fan of nudity.
Yes, also a fan of nudity.
Gosh.
Aside, that Penny Dreadful though.
Right?
Oh my God!
We just watched.
It's filth.
It is.
Man.
We'll catch up on that later.
Yeah.
I don't want to detract from the show.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Dude,
Good. All right.
that was out of control.
Jason, did you have anything else?
I did. Okay, so people like this, and I don't know if it's a guilty. Yeah, it's kind of a guilty pleasure. So whenever I bring this film up, people are like, "Oh my God, it's bullshit." But every time somebody watches it with me, or District 13 and District 13, I forget, Unlimited or something like that. It's a French parkour film. So like, first off, nobody cares about parkour anymore, and
except for Blake Thor Barrett.
Right.
He super
And
cares
Michael
about parkour.
Yeah, my brother is a professional parkour athlete.
And he kills it, man. He kills
He's
it
an
hard.
American Ninja
So
Warrior.
no, I know. Candace tells me this. She's like, he does like flips off of like houses
Anything.
with in the Spider-Man costume, and I was like, man, I can't wait to meet this guy. So yeah, so a lot of people are just like, oh, it's French, I don't care, and so anyway, it's again, it's not crazy, but yeah. So those are my guilty pleasure that I can turn people to like, I guess.
Nice.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're gonna watch it. It's another opportunity. Right. So question number 3, sulking Tom is back. Question number 3, Weird One asked us, what's a movie that you thought was going to be amazing but ended up on your guilty pleasure list?
My answer, it's only on my guilty pleasure list because other people make me feel bad about it. And I feel like that's kind of terrible and mean. I don't appreciate it.
Everybody should make you feel bad.
No one should make me feel bad about my choice. I like
Alright.
it. It's good.
Okay.
Especially like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
It has big name celebrities in it, okay? You got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You got Carl Urban. You got that girl from
Yeah, that one. There she is.
The World's End. What's her name? The blonde. She's from Gone Girl. That girl is in it.
Yeah. Never even said
So many good people are in it. It's based on an award-winning video game. It's called Doom.
Oh.
And it's great.
It is. Oh man.
That movie is great. And it's scary, and the special effects are okay. Okay. And then, like, the closing credits are good. There's a Nine Inch Nails song in there. Plus, like, you have the first-person shooter scene. That movie is awesome. As someone who never played the video game because it was too scary, that Rosamund Pike, thank you. That was great. It was a wonderful movie, and everyone should watch it right now.
I see your Doom and raise you a blood rain.
I still haven't seen that.
God, no. No, what? Oh, man. That movie
Sir Ben Kingsley.
That should be the answer. That's everybody's answer to number 4. Blood rain. So bad, it's hilarious.
Come on, I think Dub reminded me of the wood swords they used for the training part.
So
speaking of number 4.
Did they both go?
I think so.
Did
No?
Jason do his?
Did both? Yeah. Did you?
No, mine was the big hit. So Mark Wahlberg. Okay, so it's a movie that to me, I was like, this movie's gonna be amazing because it's Mark Wahlberg. It was Lou Diamond Phillips. It was this other guy. Anyway, everybody in the movie, I was like, oh, this movie's gonna be amazing because it's got Mark Wahlberg in it. And so it wasn't as awesome as I thought it was gonna be. But if it's ever on, I'm 110% watching it.
Nice.
Thanks.
That's what I have to say. All right. Well, question number 4 comes from B-Buster Bill. And it's, what film is so bad that it's funny?
No, yeah.
My pick is a little obscure. I don't even know. I don't know if any of you have seen it or not. It's a movie called Rage. And I think the director is Sally Potter. And there's, like, it's, again, lots of celebrities are in it. Like, I think it's supposed to be an art house film. But it's just miserable. Like, it's just so bad. It's this movie about, like I guess a murder happens at a fashion show. And it's, like, filmed documentary style with, like, first-person camera angles. Like, there's, like a colored background and then someone's in front of it. So, like, Jude Law is a drag queen and he looks, like, super pretty. That's, like, the only redeeming part of this whole movie is Jude Law as a drag queen looking really beautiful. John Leguizamo is in it. Lily James is in it. Is it Lily James? Or is it Lily Cole? Lily Cole is in it, that really tall British actress with the round. She kind of looks like Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, that girl. Who else? Diane Wiest is in it. Like, all these, like, famous celebrities are in this movie. And it's supposed to be, I don't think it's supposed to be funny. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be, like, a really serious meditation on the fashion industry and, like, the poisons of consumerism. Like, it's, like, a really heavy-handed movie. But it is ridiculous. Like, it is so ridiculous. Like, it's like a movie that takes itself incredibly too seriously. Like, it's super pretentious. It is, I mean, if you ever get a chance to watch it, I don't even know if you'll get through it. I kind of thought that the movie was like 3 hours long, and then it came up on Hulu the other day. I guess you can watch it on Hulu. And it's actually like an hour and 25 minutes or something. It's like not even 2 hours. But I thought it was like a 3-4 hour movie. It took me that long to watch it. It was terrible. Just the worst.
What's the question again?
Which movie is so bad that it's funny?
Okay. So I have 2. Sorry, I have 2. I'll be quick. Vampire in Brooklyn. It was just, I mean, like, anytime, like, Eddie Murphy's just like, I'm going to turn off the funny and be sexy. I'm just like, that's gold. Keep it coming, because that's hilarious.
That's true.
And Mario Brothers, live action Mario Brothers. Like, the second that you just look at, like little shrunken head, what is it, Goombas and...
Goomba.
Yeah, Goombas. Like, so, yeah. And Dennis Hopper is... yeah. So, anyway, tears.
And Toad in the harmonica. Playing in the elevator.
So yeah, man. So that's
I like it for what it is. Like, I have no illusions like that's supposed to be Mario. It's obviously like let's be gritty and try to.
There's time to do that though. It wasn't like there's like this like slew of like dark gritty films and people are like, yes, that's what we need. Gritty Mario. They were just like, you know what?
You remember the comics in like the 80s, early 90s? That's all it was like grit.
Did you guys both do your answers?
I believe so, yes.
Awesome. Well, next time, I'm sure you guys heard we're doing Harry Potter. So, Candace, you got to show up for that one. And if you
I'll
guys
be there, right?
have questions to send me, definitely send some questions.
Okay.
Sweet. And let us know when you can play that game again. We miss you guys.
Anytime you want.
Same goes for Joe. We'll go and we'll figure something out. Maybe I'll make a chat or something. But all right, guys. We'll talk to you soonish.
Good seeing you.
Bye.
Night.
Bye, bye,
Eject.
But with love.
But with love.
Is Raul still around?
Yeah, I think Raul's the last caller.
Raul is the last caller. If he is still around.
Red Rover, let Raul come over.
Are you trying to keep the prizes? I didn't see that before.
The Killing Joke soundtrack on vinyl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said we might keep that, and he was like, okay. Well, we can't let Ashley and Joe be the only one getting the present.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right. Raul, Siri, you want to
All
send
right,
an
great.
invite before you steal all the prizes?
I'm not stealing all of the prizes. All right, Raul just sent you an invite.
Yes, we just opened the questions for Harry Potter, so please, I'll be taking questions pretty much up until like a few days before the episode.
Always. That is dope. Here comes Raul.
Hey.
Hey, Raul, how's it going?
Uh-oh, can't hear him.
Oh, can't hear you, buddy. Nope.
Try without your headphones, if you have headphones.
Or to
Oh, no.
check if you're muted. Like, look at your icons, make sure you're not. Nope, now you've just muted
Yeah,
yourself.
so unclick that. Do you want to try to call him again?
Yeah, I'll try.
We're gonna call you right back. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Didn't it do that to someone earlier tonight?
It was kind of doing it to Morgan.
Thank everyone who's still in the room, because that's cool that you guys stick around all the way till the end. I know I saw Janine in there recently, and Austin always stopping by when he can. You guys are awesome.
Pretty cool.
Ended up being a decent night, and it was nice to have a visitor from another podcast again.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to do that more often. Try to stick to the theme.
Oh no, I
Still can't hear you. You want to try it on your phone? All right, so I'll call you back.
Definitely want to hear Raul's choices. Does it say one circle because we all grouped together for the touch files?
Yeah, and I made an object panel.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, now I have one more request. Oh, hey, yeah, sideways. If you can just keep it sideways.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Let me close
Cool.
this computer.
All right, Raul, great to see you, buddy. How you been?
Fine, and you guys?
Good.
Okay, let me change here. Hey guys, I was preparing to be on the computer. Okay.
That's how you get you.
Yeah.
All All right, so Jason at Film Faculty asked, what bad movie from your childhood do you still watch as a guilty pleasure?
Okay, that was a hard one because as a kid, I always watched a lot of Disney movies, and they always show me the Disney movies. And when I was like 10, after like being 10 and 11, like the last years of my childhood, that's when my parents are showing me like more adult films. So even though it's not it's a childhood movie, and I know it's bad, but I still watch it. Scary movie. I enjoy it. I enjoy the trilogy so much, but especially the first one. I still remember because my parents showed it to me, but they censor a lot of the jokes, like the joke when the trainer opens her legs and then the testicles go out, and I didn't see that part until I was like 15. Or the what was the other one? When the guy is finishing with Sydney with the big splash. And so there was a lot of scenes, and so I enjoy it still today, even though it's not a childhood movie. But I really don't remember a bad childhood movie. Like, I always saw the good ones, all of Disney's. I saw Anastasia, the Swan Princess. So I always remember our good ones. I don't remember a bad one.
All right, fair enough. The yeah, definitely, like, I think the first two scary movies were definitely like before it got tired. You know what I mean?
I know, I get you, but I really like the third one, even though it got tired. But the third one has a lot of jokes that I still enjoy. Is the favorite of my father's. He loves the third one. He sees it almost like every 3 months. That's his favorite one.
When are you gonna get your dad on OSP?
Oh no, he doesn't speak a lot about movies. When he watches a movie, is when he really want to get to see a movie. When we always go to the theater, he always like, okay. He never enjoys a movie. It's rare that he wants to see a movie. He's really special. Like
scary movies.
The only one that he enjoyed last year was Star Wars and Krampus. That was the only ones that he enjoyed.
Because Star Wars and Krampus were the best movies that came out.
Yeah, and also there was a lot of good movies. Like in 2014, the only one that he enjoyed was Gone Girl. So.
All right. Well, our friend Janine asked, what guilty pleasure movie have you gotten other people to love?
Can I change it to a TV show? That one?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Mine is Pretty Little Liars. Because I always remember this story because I saw it first and I was with my girlfriend at that time, like 3 years ago. And so I told her all about Pretty Little Liars. And because she always tells me, you have a way to pursue me to see something, and that is completely different than how you told it. And so even though it's the same concept, because I told her Pretty Little Liars is about a girl, a 15-year-old girl that had all of the time in the palm of her hands. She know all of the secrets, all of the love affairs, all of the secrets about the girls and the parents. And so everybody wanted to kill her. So that's the mystery throughout the whole show. Who killed Alison De Laurentiis? And I didn't, and also who is A? Who is that guy? Because one is a killer, one is the other guy. And she told me, okay. And so we based the whole 4 seasons. And when we saw after the 4th season, we like, it was getting good, but then we got that horrible finale in season 4 that they didn't kill anybody. That was the horrible thing. They didn't kill any main character. And then it got worse. Season 5 was horrible. But I still watched it. And also she watched it because we already have been so in the story. So we were so interested. And so on the season 6 finale, there was the big reveal. And I told her I hated it. It was the worst thing. There's a lot of plot holes and everything. She told me, I'm going to start watching it. And I was like, what? And she told me, I don't want to suffer through this show again. And I told her, oh, you can stop. You binged it for like 2 months. And so you're like a new fan. I have watched it for 4 years. Now it's 5. So I cannot stop now, girl. I told her, I cannot stop. And I recently told her what's the season finale of season 7 because the last 10 episodes is going to be in April. And I told her, she told me, tell me what happened. And so it was this, and this. But they gave us a clue that maybe one of the characters from the first 3 seasons is going to come back. Ren is one of the doctors, John Doctor, that always was around, but the ghost, but he was very shady. So there's a lot, Kimber. That one, the other things about Pretty Little Liars, I consider guilty pleasure because introduced me to Reddit, introduced me to Tumblr, and to see on YouTube theories about Pretty Little Liars. There was theories about that guy that cleaned the school. There even was a theory about that. And my sister one told me in Spanish, there's going to be a theory about the gardener. And so it was like, because everybody could do it. That's the thing about the Pretty Little Liars show. So, and I told her, maybe Rain is going to come back. And she told me, if Rain comes back, I'm going to see the whole show again. And so that is why it's my story with Pretty Little Liars, because it's already sucks. So right now I see it like a comedy because, yeah, like that episode, there was a finale. They rip up Don't Breathe. The girl that is one of the blind girl, Jenna, does the same thing as Don't Breathe, says, no, you're going to see what I see. And she turns down the light, and all the girls, they're trapped in a house, and she's with a gun. And I was like, Jenna was walking so slowly. They had the chance to push her on the stairs. They had the chance to really kill her at that time because she's blind. And also there's a lot of one-liners they always give, like, oh my God, there is Jenna. She cannot smell you. She's blind. So that is why I consider that show a guilty pleasure. And also that is why I put it on to my girlfriend at that time.
Nice.
That's awesome. Our friend Austin, who briefly came in to say hello, asked, what is a movie that you thought was going to be amazing, but ended up being on your guilty pleasure list?
The Happening. Because at the time I was, I'm still a big M. Night Shyamalan fan, even though I had never seen The Last Airbender, and I had never seen the show also. That's of all of the movies of M. Night Shyamalan, I had never seen that one. I saw The Sixth Sense, I saw Unbreakable on the theater, and I saw, what was the other one? The Village, even though I didn't like the ending. And I saw Lady in the Water. I was like, that was bad. But I was like, but I still remember seeing the trailers about The Happening. Even my parents, we were so pumped to see The Happening. Me and my sister and my parents, and then we go to the theater, was like, we were laughing throughout the whole movie. That was my first time that I was like, this was a horror movie, right? And we were like, what we were laughing about. And even though it has become a guilty pleasure, every time I see it, even though I just watched the Nostalgia Critic did it for like 15 minutes, I was like, yes, that movie is so funny. Even though I was talking also to my girlfriend 2 years ago, and I told her about The Happening. She told me, I also see it as a comedy because it's funny. It's an unexpected comedy. It has a lot of jokes. The hot dog joke, my favorite one, when he's talking to the plant, it says, oh, it's a plastic plant. All the time wasted. Oh my God. No, there's a lot of jokes in that movie. And the lady, I was laughing when the lady, she starts breaking all the windows like this. It was like, many people were like, you weren't afraid of that? I was like, no, that was funny.
Nice.
So I love that movie.
Billy asked, what's a film that's so bad that it's funny?
He already said Batman and Robin. So I'm going to change it to the third Twilight movie, The Eclipse. Because I still remember the first time I watched the first Twilight, I was fooled to see it. my sister told me it's about a vampire that wants to get in love with a girl, and then it's gonna kill her at the end. I was like, oh my God, I need to see this. And then when I said, this is a romance, and then I saw the second one. That's the one I like, even though I know it's a bad movie. I like it because Edward wasn't in there. But the third one, I laughed it so much because first, like they said, the Volturi, the bad guys, they didn't do anything. They always stand like this. The other bad guys, that I forget the name of that bad vampire. She was like, "Oh, give me your army, and then I'm gonna love you." I was in the movies. She's gonna kill you at the end. So I was like, poor guy. And then that scene with Edward and Jacob on the tent, that says, I'm harder than you. I was like, oh my God, please finally kiss already. I was like, and also in the theater, that because also it's also like a comedy. A lot of people were laughing, and also we screamed at the moment when Bella kisses Jacob, only for him to go to the war, to the battle. Everybody told her whore, but in Spanish is puta. Everybody, the whole 500 people in the theater screamed, pinche puta. Everybody was screaming at her. I was like, oh my God. A lot of people were laughing. And so even though there was a lot of Twilight girls, they were screaming. Like, that's for me that I always say, I thought that the Twilight movies were going to get like the Harry Potter ones, they're like more dramatic, more obscure. But it was the same thing all over again.
Yeah. All right, Raul, that was all 4, and they were great answers. I always look forward to having you on the show. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
And I just think about them. I didn't get time to prep and everything. It was improvised.
It was good, yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see for your prepped Harry Potter questions.
Oh my God, yes.
I think that's going to be a good one. I think we're going to have a lot of
Yeah, and if you have any questions for Harry Potter, please tweet them to me.
Okay.
Thanks, Raul.
Bye, guys.
All right, man. Yeah, have a great night, man.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's everyone.
That was a great episode of Odd Shaped Panel. I had a good time talking about my not so guilty pleasures, and it was nice reaching out to some new podcasts, having them on. Anything you'd like to say to everyone?
Yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to tweet at us, you can do that at our respective handles. Mine is at SJ+Junkie with the IE at the end.
And you can tweet me, or you can find us on Facebook at Odd Shaped Panel. That's pretty much it. Next episode is going to be Harry Potter themed. Don't have a catchy title for it yet, but I will. Send us your tweets, and yeah, have a great night. Thanks for everyone who stuck out. I think Raul and Janine, and I can't tell who the last person is, but thanks everyone for being here, and have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.